And obviously, defensive-wise, they got that big punt block. But they're going to need more big plays in order to keep up with this high-powered offense of the Princeton Panthers. And I just think that's going to be an absolute challenge for this whole team.
Yeah, it's a defense for the Falcons that has scored 2 touchdowns on the season, so that is a bright spot. And as you're alluding to, Garen, if you like points, this is a matchup you're going to want to see. The Panthers they've scored 89 points in the first 2 games, and
pretty impressive.
You can compare who they're playing, go through the schedule. 89 points through 2 games. It doesn't matter who you're playing. That's not a fluke.
Oh, and you got to think
they're going to have to match that up tonight.
And they're going up against Red Oak, and I believe it was another big school, maybe a Salina or something. But
they shut out South Garland. We're underway tonight. Kickoff. Falcons kicking right to left. Ball goes into the end zone, and that's how this one starts with a touchback here at Falcon Stadium. Week 4, homecoming night. The Falcons with a 1-2 record, looking to get back on the right foot. 0-1 in conference to start the year after that loss to Reedy, and the Panthers tonight entering their first conference game of the season.
Absolutely, and Lake Dallas sending out their big sack leader, number 7, Kelvin Yuka, along with number 5 Christian Crawford, who has 2 sacks of his own, and you're going to have once again the elite safety in Kobe Minor back out there on the field.
Here we go, first down snap, going to be a run to the right, in between the tackles to about the 25-yard line. Short gain, if any, and it'll bring up second downs.
No.
Yeah, mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
And we're having just a few technical difficulties
here
1, 2, as we're trying
1 2.
As we're trying to figure out everything. And I got
it
myself.
now.
Oh, just fading in and out right here. But right now, Lake Dallas sitting here after looks to be a 2-yard gain by Jay Hill, brought down by number 44, Junior Flores on the
check
play.
1 2. Check 1 2.
And we got you, AJ.
And we got him. Welcome back. Or I should say, I'm welcome now.
You're welcome.
All right, so no one picked that up, Mike. All right, here we go. 3rd down, 6 to go. Opening drive of the ball game. Princeton has the football. Quarterback Brandon Strickland under shotgun. Out of the shotgun, he's got 2 receivers, 1 in motion. They're at the 29-yard line, Falcons side, 3rd and 6. Snap. Going to be a play action. Reverse to the right side. Get around the edge. Receiver is going to get hit right past the 30-yard line. And a nice tackle there, and it's going to bring out the punt unit. Nice 3-and-out forced by the Falcon defense. Good start to hold this offense at bay for Princeton.
And what a nice play by Kobe Minor, the safety, running up there and stopping their big wide receiver, Kendall Johnson, from getting any extra yards. 5-yard gain by Johnson. Johnson tried to hurdle over Kobe Minor. Kobe Minor just said, you know what? I'll go ahead and just take the knees out. That's exactly what he did.
So 4th and 3. Princeton offense going to stay on the field. This is that offense we've been talking about. And they are going to audible out of punt formation, so trickery, but they will indeed punt the football. It's going to be a short one. Minor's going to watch it bounce out of bounds right near the 35-yard line, so the Falcons will take over with decent starting field position. Very important drive to open the ball game for this Falcon defense.
No, and I think the most important drive comes right now, which is the offense coming out onto the field. And they got to put some points on the board to start the game. That's one thing that Lake Dallas hasn't done, is they've been struggling to get some points up on the board. And it's something that they've needed to fix. It's something that they should have been and hopefully been working on all week long. You know, Coach Young was talking to me about they want to just go back to the fundamentals and go back to the basics. They have a young quarterback in Trevor Moon, now number 16. Got to keep telling myself so we both can remember that. But, you know, obviously some struggles by Trevor Moon. Offensive line was really struggling last week. So this is quite the test for them tonight.
Yeah, Moon is going to need some help up front. He's got split backs, 1 receiver in motion. That's a Gotchku, but he's going to hand it off inside to Lindsay. Not a lot of running room. 2nd down, they got about a yard. And those are the kind of plays that we've seen a lot of this Falcon running game. They've had success in terms of yards per game, but in terms of big plays, they're not there. This is a team coming into tonight only averaging about 3.8 yards a carry, despite having triple-digit averages per game on the ground.
Oh, yeah, and you also have a running back that's averaging 5+ yards a carry with
Chin Moon keeps it past the 40-yard line, short gain.
And you also have a running back that's averaging over 5 yards a carry with Ike Onyekore, but he's not getting the ball enough. So I think that has to speak for itself. The quarterback's running the ball and drawing it, pulling the football, probably a little more than he should be doing. He's got to be able to give it away and throw the ball a little bit.
3rd and 4 at their own 42. Moon still out of the gun. He's got 3 receivers to his right. Onyekwe moves to his right hip. He's got McGrew, Agachiku to the right. He's got Henry down low to the left. Here's a snap. Option. Moon keeps it, barreling through. Enough for the first down to the 50-yard line. He's tackled, and the Falcons move the chains. So 3 run plays, and they get a fresh set of downs to start their first possession of the ballgame.
Yeah, and he's brought down by the inside linebacker, Jonathan McCoy, number 48. But really good run out there by Trevor Moon, following his offensive lineman. I believe that was Kellen Culberson making the hole. And, you know, why not just sneak behind your big O lineman? That's the right thing to do.
First down at 10. Moon keeping it on an option again. Runs to the left, gets to the 45-yard line. And the Falcons enter Princeton territory, but there's a flag in the secondary after the play concluded.
You know, I'm already now, you've yet to attempt a pass play. You're about 6, 7 plays in. You know, maybe they're holding it down. They're trying to see what they can get out of this run game, see if they can maybe wear down the Princeton defense. You know, they're a little bit bigger. They're very beefy up front. They're big, heavy set guys that are very difficult to move off the ball. So maybe they're going to try and install this run game to kind of wear down these guys and depend on these offensive linemen of Lake Dallas.
Referee having a word with the Lake Dallas sideline. Personnel for the Falcons is Hunter Hope, Trevor Lindsay, Ike Onyekwe, Godwin Agachiku, and Jaden McGrew. And this penalty is going to be on Princeton, and the Panthers will give the Falcons some extra field position on that flag that came after the play ended. So 4 plays from scrimmage, 4 runs, and a first down. So that's really been the story of this Falcons running game. They're not getting these game-breaking plays, but if you pick up 4 yards a carry, you're going to move the chains.
I'll take it.
How long can you sustain that? That's the question.
It's really not a big deal. And big shout out to our guy Mark Tucker for pulling through with the amazing barbecue and Chick-fil-A. We're providing the best chicken halftime / pregame meal you could ever get. So shout out to those guys and Mark Tucker Allstate.
Yeah, they take care of us up here. So the Falcons have a 1st and 10 at the Panther 29-yard line. 8:31 scoreless here in the first quarter.
Lots of confusion down there on the field. Refs are going back and forth. Coaches are going back and forth. Players are
figure out where the ball's going to be spotted.
Want to be, let's go.
It's put down at the 29-yard line. 1st and 10. Moon with split backs out of shotgun. Handoff. He's going to give it to Onyekwe right up the middle.
That's what I like to see right there. You
gets past the 25.
You got Ike Onyekwe. He's going to lower his pads. He's going to go make a 6-yard gain. That's what you want. You got your best running back there. You want to run in between the tackles, you give it to Ike Onyekwe. You want to run outside, Ike Onyekwe.
2nd and 5 at the Princeton 24-yard line. Snap. Moon, play action. He's rolling out to his right. He's got room to go past the 20, 15-yard line, 10, 5, inside, touchdown, Trevor Moon. Falcons score on their opening drive. It's 6-0 Lake Dallas with 8 minutes to go here at the first quarter.
Man, and that needed to happen for a long time. We were about 3-4 weeks overdue now. We're on week 4 of the season. Lake Dallas finally getting some points on the board to start the game. Really good start there by Trevor Moon and Ike Onyekwe and the rest of the Lake Dallas offense and defense.
So a 24-yard rush touchdown score for Trevor Moon. And this offense gets off to a great start. And the extra point is up and good. 7-0 Falcons score on their opening possession. Just under 8 minutes left here in the first quarter. You're listening to the Lake Dallas Quarterback Club. This is Falcons football. We'll be right back.
Mark Tucker, your local Allstate agent, has been a proud sponsor of your Lake Dallas Falcons football before there was a Lake Dallas Falcons football team. Mark was a sponsor before there were automobiles, before there was even a Mark Tucker. Ha! Impossible, you say? Not if you know Mark Tucker. Your rate's too high? Your company raising your rates every time you turn left? Give Mark a try. Mention Lake Dallas while getting a quote. For every quote, $5 will go to the Lake Dallas Quarterback Club. $5, $5, $5. Ka-ching! Mark Tucker, your local Allstate agent.
6-play, 64-yard scoring drive capped off by a Trevor Moon 24-yard touchdown run. Great start for the Falcons, and Garen, as we talked about so many times already, you're going to have to score points against this Panther team, and so far Lake Dallas answers on their first possession.
Yeah, that was a really good start. It's still not too many throws. That final play of Trevor Moon scoring, it was meant to be a play-action pass, but it would almost look like a naked boot because the whole offensive line went left, and Trevor Moon rolled out to his right and nobody there. It was a great choice of Trevor Moon to pull the ball, and he found that open lane and found some pay dirt.
Kickoff matches what it did the first time, bounces around the F in the the Panthers end zone, out for a touchback. So the Panthers will take over for the second time in this ball game. 7-0 Falcons score. 7:57 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, and I think that there's going to be a lot of pressure on these offensive coordinators of Lake Dallas when you have Byron Leftwich and you got Aaron Walterscheid, who are both run game, passing game coordinators. Maybe I don't know which one's which, but I want to go into that run game coordinator and be like, hey, maybe give this passing game coordinator just a little bit more love, because airing it out, that's pretty fun to do.
Strickland out of shotgun. First down, looking, left-handed throw to the left, caught just shy of the 30-yard line, breaking a tackle past the 40-yard line. This is trouble, and pushed out of bounds at the 50-yard line. That's a big gain on first down by Daniel Torres. Senior breaking a few tackles and giving the Panthers a jump start on first down. They're already in Falcon territory.
Yeah, and it looked like Torres is out there with Joseph Taylor, who had a rough outing last week after doing very well, was pretty much a lockdown corner.
Toss to the left side. This is Jones. Johnson gets around to the backfield. He's swallowed up right around the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up second down.
Yeah, good play out there by, it looks like Williams Beard, the corner, forcing Johnson back into the sideline. Just a great job, great pursuit out there by the Falcon defense. And that was Austin Dabney. So they're switching out Austin Dabney and Williams Beard out there at that right cornerback position, with Joseph Taylor remaining basically steady, holding the anchor down at the other side.
So Strickland still under shotgun. They're at the Falcons' 46-yard line, 2nd and 10. Two receivers on each side. Here's a snap. Strickland gonna throw, pump fakes.
Oh!
Pressure coming, ball's on the ground. Pocket collapsed, and it looked like a Princeton Panther fell on that fumble, and that is indeed the case, but it'll bring up third down and a sack here, first one of the night for this Falcon defense. Good coverage.
And that was a Falcon sandwich right there. Both Christian Crawford and Kelvin Yuka are gonna get credited with the sack, so it kind of stinks half and half sack, but when you got two defensive ends that are doing such a great job of pass rush moves, and Christian Crawford, he jogs off the field here, but 7 Kelvin Yuka really impresses me with his motor and ability to stay out on the field. You really don't see him come off too much to get a break.
Torres Umbate to the right, receivers for Strickland. He's got Johnson to his left hip. 3rd and 19 at the Falcon 45. Snap, gonna throw. Strickland down the sideline, double coverage, ball is picked off. Kobe Minor at the 20-yard line, and the Falcons take over. So far, so good. 3 drives in, and the Falcons could not have started this game any better.
Oh, and give the credit to big defensive tackle Michael Swallow for causing the quarterback, Brennan Strickland, a lot of pain at that point, allowing Kobe Minor to become the wide receiver. Kobe Minor, obviously, amazing ball hawking skills, able to go up in the air, catch it with one hand, bring it back down. Great start so far for the Falcons. 6 minutes, 12 seconds left, 7-0. Falcons are going to get the ball on the 22-yard line, so basically this is a kickoff return for them. And they're not back behind their own 10-yard line, so already an insane start for the Falcons that we've seen out of all the other games.
Yeah, starting field position was a big area for concern last week at the Star against Reedy. Dug themselves into holes early, especially on first down with penalties. First down snap, going to be a sweep to the left side. Breaking a tackle with a flag down is Jaden McGrew. That wide receiver sweep has been a big play for this Falcons offense. McGrew is able to get to the 35-yard line, but there is a penalty marker, so we'll see if this one's brought back.
Yeah, it looks like that they're going to call it on Princeton if the back judge is right on that one. He points over to the Princeton side. This has kind of been a rough start for Princeton. A couple penalties are thrown. There's also a penalty on that point after attempt, but no reason in re-kicking it if you make it. But Princeton getting off to a sloppy start. Maybe they thought, hey, look, looks like they're going to move Lake Dallas back, actually. So,
chop block.
Yep.
And that's going to bring this Falcon offense the wrong way. So just when we said they did a good job getting good starting field position, they're going to start inside their 15-yard line.
Oh, man, yeah, and that's the rough part. That's where they struggled last week, was getting outside of the 20-yard line. When they start in front of that 20, they aren't too bad, but it's when they're back behind their own 15, that's when they start getting some struggles.
4 receivers set with Lindsey in the backfield alongside Trevor Moon. Quarterback getting the signal, talking to his lineman. Faced with a first down, 18 to go at their own 14. Here's the snap, looking left side, quick pass. Hunter Henry through his hands and incomplete. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 18.
Yeah, not too bad of a job out there by Hunter Henry. You know, he's got to be able to, looks like the ref's telling Hunter Hope, excuse me, I said Hunter Henry. That guy's in the NFL. Hunter Hope, actually, we got Fab Salas here trying to take a picture of us, so got to smile pretty for the camera.
Does he want this to be a candidate, or are we actually looking?
I can't tell. He's pointing at us, thinking that we know what sign
2nd and
language
18,
is.
rolling out Moon, looking right, evading the
He's gotta
sack.
throw the
Can he
ball
stay
away.
on his feet? He's wrapped up and brought down. Forward progress might prevent this from being a safety. Nonetheless, Moon is sacked. The ball's going to be placed at the 2-yard line, so the Falcons go in the wrong direction here. That's going to bring up 3rd down, and they're on their own 2. So we'll see what Michael Young does to try to prevent this drive from getting any worse.
Hey, 3rd and 30.
3rd and 30.
3rd and 30, yeah. So it's good. It's about a 3rd and forever. This is very difficult, especially with a team that doesn't pass the ball too deep. So if you're Trevor Moon on that play, you have to throw the ball away when you have it for 10
Pressure
plus
coming from the
seconds.
Panthers. Handoff Lindsey. Gets up the middle. Gets to the 5-yard line, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20-yard line, diving forward. And did he get a 1st down? And check that, not Lindsey. It was Godwin Agachiku. He got awfully close to that 1st down marker, but I think they're going to mark him short. And yes, indeed, here comes the punt unit. So a nice job by Godwin Agachiku to
Getting them some breathing room.
give them some breathing room. It's going to give this punt team a lot more room to operate. And it's going to give Princeton, barring a good return, decent field position, not great. It was looking like they were going to start in Falcon territory automatically. So here's a punt. Pressure coming. Punt is off. It's a short one. This is going to bounce at the Falcon 40-yard line. It's going to keep going towards midfield, and it'll hit out of bounds
Right at the
almost
50.
right at the 50-yard line. So Princeton will have half the field to cover for their 3rd drive of the ball game. 7-0, Falcons on top. 4:35 left in the 1st quarter.
Yeah, and that was a really, it was a good drive.
He's not
but,
here.
you
That's
know,
why we didn't
I
go
know,
to commercial.
I know,
Okay, I
you
just got that signal from you.
Yeah. Trevor Moon right there, not throwing the ball away. That really hurts. Great run out there, whether it was Trevor Lindsey or Godwin Agachiku. Still trying to figure that one out. But, I mean, able to give him some breathing room, but just the bad punt, that's going to put it in a tough situation.
So here we go. Strickland taking over. First pass to the left is to the flat. It is dropped. Dangerous pass. That one nearly a lateral, but it went forward about a yard, and it's incomplete. And it brings up 2nd and 10. Princeton starting at the 50-yard line.
Pass was intended for number 3, Junior Umbati, guarded out there by number 11, Joseph Taylor. So trying to get back on track after allowing that reception a few plays ago. But how about this? The Falcon defense is, especially defensive line, I think Coach Young is saying, probably one of the best units that he's had in all of his years of coaching.
Already sacked Strickland once. 2nd down handoff up the middle. This is Johnson barreling through. Momentum going to get him past the 45-yard line, so they've entered Falcon territory. And it'll bring up 3rd and short.
Check that. That was 24, looks like Jay Hill on that carry.
Yeah, Jalaydon Hill. Him and Kendall Johnson have forced quite the tandem, although Johnson is primarily the lead back. Their leading rusher. 3rd down and 4. 2 receivers on each side. Here's a snap. Going to be a handoff inside. This is Johnson, I believe, who gets to the 40-yard line. It's all going to depend on where they spot it. And it looks like they're picking up the chains, and they're going to reset and move it. And that was, again, Jalaydon Hill with the carry.
Yeah, Hill's doing a great job so far, and I think that's going to be, once again, like what I said before pregame, is that Jay Hill is going to be a struggle for this team to hold. You know, he's got 204 rushing yards in 2 games, averaging 103+ yards per game. So it's up to the Falcon defense to stop this rushing game and force their quarterback to throw the ball a little bit.
1st and 10, pistol for Strickland. Going to hand it off again. Right up the gut. That's Jay at the 20-yard line. 10, 5. 2 Falcons to stop him. They didn't get him in time. And it's a touchdown run for Jalaydon Hill.
And it looks like we have a different quarterback that looks like number 10 out there, Brendan Strickland, is not playing at the moment. They had number 13, Isaiah Sadler, the backup quarterback, sophomore. So no wonder we're seeing a little bit more of a conservative offense by Princeton. Did hear there was some speculation on whether or not Strickland was going to be playing tonight due to a incident from the previous games, but obviously we have our answer. Looks like the quarterback for Princeton is going to be number 13, Isaiah
Extra
Sadler.
point is blocked. We've seen that a couple times this year. as the Falcons will hold on to their lead after that Panther touchdown. It's now 7-6 after that extra point block. So 3:25 left in the opening quarter. 7-6, Falcons on top, getting the ball back. Stay with the Lake Dallas Quarterback Club.
Are you thinking of selling your home? Sub-Zero Realty is changing the real estate game and making sure you get to keep more of your hard-earned equity. Don't sell the old way. Make the most of your move by visiting their website at www.subzerorealty.com or call at 940-228-1461. Allow their team of local certified real estate agents to work for you and sell your home for less than free when you buy with Sub-Zero Realty.
7-6, Falcons on top by 1 after that touchdown run by Jaladon Hill, a drive that started at the 50-yard line, spanned only 3 plays, but then a blocked extra point. Falcons stay on top by 1, and the Panthers set to kick with 3:25 left. Falcons going to get the ball back for the 3rd time tonight.
Yeah, and it's up to the offensive coordinators here to do some creativity, get that a little bit more involved. 7-6. 3 minutes, 25 seconds left in the first quarter, but, you know, so far I'm pretty impressed with the start by the Falcons offense. You know, obviously it's just the start of the first quarter. A lot of it goes down second and third quarters. A little bit of a windy night as the ball comes off the tee for the kicker out there, and going to have to reset the whole thing, but rain was supposed to be in the forecast tonight, and Coach Young said, hey, my favorite place where I think football is meant to be played is outside. So he was saying, I'm ready for the rain if it comes, but looks like it may not come tonight.
Yeah, here in Texas, you never know what kind of weather you're going to get on any given Friday night. Pooch kick going to be fielded at the 25-yard line, and it's going to be a fair catch. So the Falcons will start. 3rd time they possess the ball with a 7-6 lead. So defensively for the Falcons, Garen, they get 2 stops, 1 on interception, the other they forced a 3-and-out on Princeton's opening drive. They've scored a touchdown, and then they've had to punt it away. So the Falcons offense, 1 for 2 in drives and scoring, and we know this is going to be a night where they're going to have to score more than they punt the football. That's something they have not done for the majority of this season.
Well, now that I know that it's Sadler out there at the quarterback position, it's basically the battle of the young quarterbacks. Who's going to have the most experience? And right now it's Trevor Moon, but you also have a running back, Jay Hill, who is one of the best in his district.
First down keeper, Moon, not a lot of room, hit right around the line, and almost no gain. Moon might have got back. It's going to bring up 2nd down, and we'll see where they spot it. But again, those are the kind of plays on 1st down that can really stall a drive.
Oh, yeah, and it's just like Princeton's offense. You know, they're very high-powered, and you bring in a young sophomore quarterback to take over the reins while Strickland's out. And
2nd down. Hits Hunter Hope in the flat. Makes a man miss. Tackled from behind, diving past the 30-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down. These short 1, 2, and 3-yard pickups on 1st and 2nd down are going to test Moon tonight. We have not seen this Falcon offense air it out consistently on 3rd down. So even on passing downs, this has been a running team. And with 3rd down, 6 to go here at their 31-yard line.
I believe one of the
you got 3 receivers to the right.
The longest passes is over there to Kobe Minor.
You got 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. On Yekore in the backfield. 5 men coming. Moon has time. Steps up, throws left side, right side, incomplete. That was intended for a receiver on the right side. Jacoby Washington was out wide. It falls incomplete, and it's a 3-and-out for the Falcons. They'll punt the football for the 2nd time.
And I talked to Coach Young about this. What are you going to do to keep this defense off the field and allow them to get more of a breather? He said, well, it's simple. We got to be able to keep the offense out on the field and convert 1st downs. And whenever the defense is doing their job and getting turnovers, we have to be able to convert and get some points out of those. But they're going to go ahead and launch this one up high.
Hunt will be fair, caught at the 40-yard line, bobbled, but able to hold on to it. That was the return man for Princeton. Senior Ryan Parker will down it just past the 40-yard line.
And Coach Young was just basically saying, look, we got to be able to figure it out on offense here. We got to be able to get the run game going, but maybe they try not to get Trevor Moon so involved. Maybe they're going to go more Ike and Yekore this time around. So that question still remains. Oh, look, and Drew decided to come back up because there was some food. Look at there, Drew decided to retire for a game, but he couldn't even stay away from the game for too long.
1st down at their own 37. Princeton going to hand it off up the middle, short gain. That time it looked to be look to be Hill once again. So Princeton here on their 4th possession of the ball game. The down a point, Falcons leading 7-6. And they're sticking with quarterback Isaiah Sadler. So the quarterback has already switched. They started with Strickland, now they've gone to their sophomore second quarterback on the depth chart.
I believe it was, I think Strickland, from what I heard, there's a little bit of buzz going around that there was some talking going on during their last game, and questions surrounded whether or not Strickland was going to be allowed to play. I guess we got our answer.
2nd and 6, handoff Hill, nowhere to go. Line moving backwards, they're going to call this play dead, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Flags come after the play, so yeah, this is an offense. If you're the Falcons defense, you cannot allow them to gain extra yardage via penalty.
No, I think this one's going to go against the defense here in retaliation. It looked like Christian Crawford was getting a little bit upset with Princeton's number 5, Noah Leonard, the wide receiver, coming in on a crackdown block. Right now, refs are still discussing it, but blows were thrown by either side, but it was just a matter of maybe who did they catch first. Usually it's the person that retaliates, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, you never want to... You always got to be careful if you're a defensive player to get baited into retaliating, because you're right. Most of the time, that's the guy who gets called, and whatever personal foul got called, it's against the Falcons, and Princeton is going to be gifted a fresh set of downs and some nice field position. They're going to move this all the way to the Falcons side of the field, so that's a break. And this is an offense that you do not want to help out if you're Lake Dallas.
Absolutely not. And Christian Crawford storms off the field and chunks his helmet onto the sideline. You got to be able to keep your emotions on a relative equilibrium. You know, when you're out there, you want them to just release everything, but you know, you don't want it to release so much to where your team's going to get penalized for it. That's just something you got to be able to control.
1st and 10 at the Falcon 43. Hill right up the middle, line going forward, and he's brought down for a nice pickup on 1st down. 2nd and medium.
You know, one of the guys that has really surprised me, really 2 guys are the 2 defensive tackles, Swallow and Junior Flores, who fortunately they switch in and out, so you really don't get any loss at the defensive tackle /3 technique position if Lake Dallas decides to go to a 3-4, which hardly happens. But that's something I've really been impressed with, and especially getting up the field on the pass rushes. They've both done just a great job.
4-man front here, 2nd down, 4 to go at the 37. Handoff Hill again, up the middle, ball came on the ground. Minor picks it up. Can he get a block? Bouncing it out, tripped up, and now Minor loses the football. And Princeton thinks they have it. Several Panthers pointing the other way. Boy, the Falcons had a gift, and they gave it right back. The Panthers indeed take over, and they'll be right around the 30-yard line. So they gained about 10 yards after coughing the football up. Minor tried to make a big play, and he fumbled the football, gave it right back to the Panthers. That's a break for this Princeton offense that we know you cannot afford to give them any help, and Minor just did by putting that ball on the ground.
And you see guys like Odell Beckham that a lot of these kids look up to. He kind of is able to hold it in just one hand, but that's because his hands are so big. Minor tried to do the same thing and run it like he was normally running without a football. And
1st and 10, gonna throw. Left side caught in the slot at the 35-yard line. That ball's on the ground! You gotta be kidding me. Couple of players trying to fall on top of it. Who picked it up? Or the ref's gonna call this one dead, saying it was an incomplete pass. We're trying to figure out what they're calling it, and no, they're going to say it was a pass completed, fumbled, and then it looks to be recovered again by Princeton.
And going back to what I was saying is Minor tried to just pull an Odell Beckham type thing and run with it like he didn't have a football in his hand. And you know, as a defender, which is what Princeton turned into at that point, all it takes is just the slightest slap of the football, and that ball is out. And that's what happened with Minor. I think he'll be tucking in the ball come 2nd quarter.
So that's how the 1st quarter concludes. 7-6, Falcons on top. Panthers have the football with a 2nd and 10 at the Falcon 29-yard line. 2 consecutive plays. The Panthers fumbled the football. Kobe Minor actually recovered that on the last play, but then fumbled himself, giving it right back to the Panthers. So an interesting end to that 1st quarter. We're going to take a quick step out. 7-6, Falcons on top here at the Lake Dallas Quarterback Club. 2nd quarter when we return.
FabSol is here to talk to you about Corinth Orthodontics. Dr. V and his great staff take care of my 3 kids and all their orthodontic needs. Dr. V and his patient-friendly staff also provide Damon Clear braces, Invisalign, adult braces, Teen Orthodontics and 3D Smile Technology. His office is conveniently located at 3901 Swisher Road. Visit them at www.corinthorthodontics.com for your complimentary consultation, or for information, email them at info@drvortho.com.
Second quarter starting with the Panthers having the football at the Falcon 29-yard line. 2nd and 10. Here's the snap. Pump fake. Throwing it down the field. Wide open man at the 5. Caught for a touchdown. That is about as wide open as you could be as a receiver. And just like that, the Panthers take the lead. A touchdown bomb from Isaiah Sadler.
Yeah, and it looks like Princeton's watched last week's film with Joseph Taylor, as Joseph Taylor was the man that got burned on that play. It just looked like there was complete miscommunication among the defensive backs. It looked like Taylor expected the safety to go and drop back in a zone, Christian Hernandez to drop back and cover that man whenever it looked like the slot receiver had cut in, or the outside receiver had cut in. Inside slot receiver went and ran a wheel route, and just Hernandez did not understand that, or whether it was Taylor, but lots of miscommunication, and once again, Joseph Taylor getting burned on the play.
I think it was Daniel Torres, and they're going to go for 2 here. Quick roll out to the left side, finds a man at the goal line, caught for a 2-point conversion. It's successful. And just like that, the Panthers have flipped this game right out of the gates here in the second quarter. It's now 14-7, so they compensate for that blocked extra point with a 2-point conversion, and they have a full 7-point lead. So this game started awfully well for the Falcons, but as we get to the second quarter, it's shifted
not so
towards
much
the Panthers.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate because Lake Dallas was starting to get a little bit of momentum, but offensive-wise, it's stalled, you know. And when offense stalls, it makes it tough for the defense to still remain and to still have that spark and energy that they had when they first started. So offensive-wise, they have to get something going, whether it's just a field goal, getting inside your territory and getting a touchdown, but you can't get more wide open than what those Princeton wide receivers just had, both on the touchdown and on the 2-point play, leaving Kendall Johnson wide open, their best receiver. I think that was a mistake that happened.
Only took the Panthers 5 plays to go 62 yards. They were aided by a big penalty and a fumble lost on the defense for the Falcons. That gave them about 10 extra yards. A 2-point conversion after the touchdown. We believe that was Daniel Torres on that wide open catch. And then the 2-point conversion to make it 14-7, Panthers on top. Falcons getting the ball back, though. This offense has moved the ball. 2 punts in consecutive possessions after their touchdown run by Trevor Moon on a 64 drive to start the night. Kickoff underway. Here we go. Going to be fielded at the end zone. Going to be kneeled down smartly for a touchback. And the Falcons will take over. Only down 7. This is a Panther team that has scored 89 points, as we mentioned, in the first 2 games of the season. Right. That included a 41-0 shutout win against South Garland, but then a monumental loss against Red Oak, in which they surrendered 77 points. However, they did score 48 points of their own. So this is an offense that you know is going to put numbers on the scoreboard.
Right, and you know, I don't know if those 48 points came during garbage time, which, I mean, it's possible when you bring in you got your ones in, and Red Oak or any of these other teams still has their 3s out. I mean, that's easy to put up 48 points, but who knows?
Man in motion on first down. They're going to give it to him. Nope, Moon's going to keep it up the middle. He's going to get to the 30-yard line, maybe the 29. Short pickup on first down. It'll bring up 2nd and 5 to go.
One thing to keep in mind is Ike Onyekure still only had the ball in his hands 1 time. And he's not even out on the field. So I don't know what's going on down there, whether Ike Onyekure maybe has a hidden injury, but I'm surprised they don't give the ball off to him more.
It's going to be option. Lindsey's going to get it, and he's going to get swallowed up just past the 30-yard line. Not a lot of room on the ground. And again, this volume-based running game trying to get the cogs going. They're going to be faced with a 3rd and 4 after that 1-yard pickup by Lindsey, and he will be replaced by Onyekure.
Well, in one of these you have to establish, it's something that we discussed last week, you have to establish the run or you have to establish the pass to open the other up. And that's something that Lake Dallas hasn't done. You know, they haven't established the passing game yet. So that's why this running game is really tough to come by.
3rd and 4 at the 31. They've only thrown the ball 3 times. They're going to throw it here. Caught in the flat with a block. Trying to get out of pressure, and he's wrapped up and tackled. Looked to be Hunter Hope, I believe, on the short pickup. Trying to see the number on the back of the jersey. But regardless, it's a short gain of
Looks like
maybe
Nava
half
on
a
that
yard. Oh, actually, check that. They got 3 yards. It'll bring up 4th and 1.
Yep, that was looked like Nava, number 19, was on the play, but he tried to juke a couple of guys out, but, I mean, those lanes just aren't there. The blocking and maybe outside when receivers catching the ball, it's up to these other wide receivers to go and find someone to block, and that's something that's not been happening is wide receivers going and getting these guys to block.
Punt up, no one back to return it. Princeton was trying to bring pressure. He's going to bounce at the 30-yard line and keep on rolling to the 25 before it's down. So a nice punt. Falcons defense is going to have a lot of field to cover, and that's a good thing as the punt unit. Nice job on special teams. So far, so good for the special teams unit. A block kick on the extra point and a nice punt to switch the field.
You know, and that's something we don't hear too often is it was a safe special teams unit, and you know, one of these nights we got to have just 100% success rate on special teams, you would think. But, you know, the punt team, the field goal, the extra point unit, they've struggled all season long. And so far, so good. But it's still just second quarter. Got to keep my jinxes to a minimum.
Starting at the 25-yard line, option, handoff inside, short gain. Maybe got about 3 yards. And this time Brendan Strickland is back under quarterback trying to see if that's 10 or 13
That's
on the
going to be
man.
13.
Still Isaiah Sadler.
So number 10, Strickland, I don't believe I don't even know if he could travel to the game here, AJ. Yeah, from what I know from anonymous sources that I cannot say, that he may have not been able to travel with the team. Hey, he might be in the stands, who knows, but I don't believe he's even out there with the team. I'm looking out there, I don't see anyone in just the jersey or street clothes.
So Sadler's the man. Pump fake on second down. He's going to heave it downfield at the 40. Incomplete. Missed his man by a couple of yards. So that's interesting. It's always tough to tell the numbers on the backs of these visiting team jerseys.
Well, especially when anywhere in the ones, it's very difficult. You got 10, you got 13. I think the only one that's easy to see is 11 because it's obviously just 2 ones. But the rest of them, when they kind of curve, you know, it's really difficult to be able to tell
There's a
which
science
number
to this,
is
people.
what. There is a science. You need 20/20 vision. That's something I definitely do not have.
So 3rd and 6. Panthers on the shoulders of Isaiah Sadler at the Falcon 29-yard line. He's got 2 receivers on each side, running back in motion to the flat. He's looking his way, going to dump it off to the right, in and out of the hands. That looked to be Torres in the flat. Check that, Ryan Parker on the drop. And the Falcons will get the football back. 4th and 6, Panthers will punt from their own 29-yard line.
Yeah, and Parker was wide open on the drag route right there. Offensive lineman released. Parker screaming down the line of scrimmage, running that drag, and nobody even there. It was lucky that it was dropped for the Falcons because that easily would have been gone.
And offense is going to stay on the
20-yard
field
gain.
here. 4th and 6 at the 29-yard line. Gutsy play call here. And they're going to do that fake where they go into punt formation yet again. That's going to send Minor back to return it. Punt is high, not too deep at the 40-yard line. Minor's going to field it on a fair catch. So the Falcons defense doing a nice job keeping them in the ball game. 14-7, Panthers lead. 9:06 left in the first half. And the Falcons will start at their own 39-yard line.
Yeah, Falcons got to get something going on these plays here. There's got to be some option. Maybe limit it to maybe it's not a quarterback keeper. You got to keep Trevor Moon healthy. You have Brandon Ingles still on the sideline. Jackson Berry solely doing long snapping duties for the night, and he's still working on his way back. And you got some young guys still working out at the offensive line position. So there's got to be a little bit of maybe some options where it's not a quarterback keeper option is not included because you got to keep Moon healthy.
Split backs from Moon, hands off on Yekroway, no running room. Barely got to the line of scrimmage. We'll see where they spot it, but it's a very, very minimal pickup on first down. And again, that's really been this running game. Not a lot of big plays, and their leading rusher coming into tonight, Ikeon Yekroway, 210 yards on the season, averaging about 70 yards a game, but has not scored a rushing touchdown this season. Play fake Moon going to throw on second down. Finds McGrew, hit immediately just shy of the 45-yard line. Nice pickup. McGrew earned it. Took a big hit, and it'll bring up 3rd down and short.
Yeah, that hit was delivered by number 12, the defensive back DeMarque Nobles, the senior corner, just delivering quite the blow on Jaden McGrew. Jaden McGrew, you know, he's been quite the receiver for Lake Dallas, but 4-yard gain. You got 6 more yards to go. It's got to be another pass play. I really hope they don't run the ball here.
3rd and 6, 2 receivers on each side. Princeton looking to bring pressure. They got 6 men in the box. Might have 7. Got a linebacker creeping in. Secondary not giving too much room to this Falcon receiving corps. Again, Moon, 3rd and 6 at their own 43-yard line. Takes the snap. Flag came in the secondary before anything started. And I think this is going to be a false start. No, it's going to be delay of game. Play clock ran out. You hate to see that.
And now you got a 3rd and 11. And something I was about to say was these 2 outside linebackers are about to fire through the B gaps. That's what I've noticed on just about every 3rd down that Lake Dallas has ran. And when they see these offensive linemen struggling to communicate with each other, these blitz guys are coming in untouched. So that's what they're doing.
Now it's 3rd and 11. Falcons backing up. Pump fake from Moon. Heaving it down the field. He's got a man. That's Hope. Past his man at the 30. Foot race to the end zone. Inside the 5. Touchdown. Hope is in for the Falcons. Lake Dallas with a huge strike on 3rd down.
Wow, that was very much needed. That was a very pretty pass out there by Trevor Moon. Something we haven't seen him do too often is launch the ball down the field, and that was a really good job by Hunter Hope to go and track the ball. It was a little bit in front of him, but he kicked the burners out and went and grabbed the ball just right in the breadbasket. Great job.
62-yard touchdown strike, Moon to Hope. And the Falcons, with this extra point, will tie the ball game. 7:40 left in the first half. All squared, 14 apiece.
Oh, man, and now it's going to come down to, can Lake Dallas keep it up? But that's going to be the big question that remains. And while we're going to take a quick step back here, we'll be right back with you. You're listening to the Lake Dallas Quarterback Club broadcast. Therapy Partners Corinth is a proud supporter of all Falcon athletics. Their main goal is keeping your athlete in the game and you cheering in the stands. So if you have any aches or pains that limit your daily life, be sure to give Therapy Partners Corinth a call at 940-498-4004 or visit their website at ptofcorinth.com. Or go ahead and ask your physician how Therapy Partners Corinth can help you today. Let's go Falcons. Let's go prove them wrong out there.
3-play touchdown drive for the Falcons, capped off with a 62-yard touchdown throw. Trevor Moon finding Hunter Hope for the score to give the Falcons their 2nd touchdown of the night and to tie the ball game up. 14-14 all square here at Falcon Stadium. Princeton Panthers getting the football back. You're listening to Falcon Football, courtesy of the Lake Dallas Quarterback Club. Garen Shantz alongside me. Fab Sauls behind the scenes. Mike Smith with us. I'm AJ Tellers.
Look how strong this wind is.
And yeah, the wind's
here,
starting
Fab.
to pick up tonight. Yeah, some of the sponsorship boards on the track right at the 30-yard line on the left side just blew over. Pooch kick. Panthers getting the ball back, caught at the 30-yard line. They're going to take it up around to the midfield and between the hash marks, bouncing it outside. This is trouble to the 50-yard line. This is Ryan Parker going to get out of bounds at the Falcon 40 with a flag coming in late. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's going to be a blindside block, I believe. I don't remember if they called that in high school football, but that 100% was a blindside block by Princeton's number 2, their wide receiver, Kendall Johnson, on 23, Christian Hernandez.
I think it's a pretty good inference that that's what the call is going to be. If it looks like a penalty...
They call that, right? They do call it blindside blocks in high school football.
I mean, we
They
probably
can't be
shouldn't
only
admit this,
college.
but we're not rules experts.
Oh, they're going to wave it off. Come on.
I was just about to say, if it looks like a flag, it sounds like a flag, and a flag's thrown on the field, it's probably a flag. But they just picked it up. You're right. They waved it off. So Princeton not letting up on this Falcon defense. So right after the Lake Dallas offense goes down the field, ties the ball game up, Princeton gets off a huge return, and they're going to start this drive in Falcon territory.
I have a question. You think these refs got to make their own yellow flags?
I'd like to
I
think
think
that
they got to
they're
go find some handkerchiefs or something.
I'd like to think that they are giving them. This is high school football we're talking about. This isn't some
It
rec
could be a
league.
sock. I mean, they look like socks out there.
All that matters is it's yellow, right? First down, handoff inside. This is Hill. Short gain. Didn't quite get to the 35-yard line. And we'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, and I got to think, I'm surprised that these refs aren't sponsored out there by Foot Locker because, all these guys out here, it's something you can't find. It's just a random thought, Garen's random thoughts on a Friday night. But
We need to make that a thing.
It's
Garen's
very
random spots.
difficult. It's very difficult to find just a ref uniform laying around. But you walk into a finish line, they actually just sell the uniforms themselves. Not the people are just wearing them. They sell whole ref uniforms.
Huh.
Fun
Second and
fact.
6 at the 37-yard line. Handoff again up the middle of the hill. And he's going to be stopped short of the first down marker. It'll bring up third down. So this Falcon defense has a chance to get this Princeton offense off the field. You have to imagine that this might be fourth down territory for this Princeton offense. Right around the spot where a punt wouldn't do too much in terms of starting the Falcons in poor field position unless you pin them inside the 10. But there's only about 10, 15, maybe 20 yards of really area where you would punt the football here.
AJ, I'm going to butt in real quick. A quick update on your district scores. The Braswell Bengals and Frisco Memorial Warriors are facing off currently.
We'll come back to that in a second. Here we go, 3rd and 4. Not to cut you off, but here's the snap. On third down, Hill up the middle, got through a couple of blockers, but I believe he stopped short, and it'll bring up 4th down. Garen?
Yeah, and excuse me, it was Braswell Bengals facing off at Frisco Memorial. 14-13 currently. The Braswell Bengals are leading that with 5 minutes, 32 seconds left in the second. Reedy Lions taking on Denison right now. Reedy up 14-5. What an odd score with 7:42 left in the second in the Lebanon Trail.
Someone scored a safety.
Yeah, Trailblazers are facing off at Frisco Raccoons. 14-21 Frisco leading.
Offense for Princeton staying on the field. 4th and 2 at the Falcon 33-yard line. 4 receiver set. Quarterback keeper up the middle out of the Wildcat line holding. I'm not sure he got there. That was Kendall Johnson on the carry out of the backfield. He does not get the gain. So a turnover on downs for Princeton. Lake Dallas defense holding strong. They'll get the football back as they stop the Panthers on 4th down inside their own territory. So the Falcons will start at their own 33-yard line.
Great job by the Falcons defense is stopping a running game that includes Jay Hill, who so far they've stymied him quite a bit. And I believe he's sitting right underneath probably 30, 35 yards at the moment. So doing a really nice job, the Falcons offense or defense is.
First down. Wildcat option on Yekwerwe, keeping it up the middle. And he's got a short gain. Check that Moon on the option. He'll keep it on the QB run. Bring up 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, you got a triple option going on right here, but instead of a pass play, they're just doing it with 3 different runners. You got Lindsey pulling, going through the A gap. You have IK and Yekwerwe going for the pitch, and then you have Trevor Moon who's doing the quarterback keeper. And it's just a matter of who's going where, but they're going to go ahead and take a timeout.
Yeah, 2nd down play will have to wait. Timeout called by Lake Dallas. They have 2 remaining. So with 4:54 left in the second quarter, almost a half of football in the books. Tied at 14 here at Falcon Stadium with the Lake Dallas Quarterback Club. Don't go anywhere.
Maston Air Conditioning and Heating, providing general services such as installation, repair, replacement, consultation, service agreement, and maintenance. And don't forget your spring and fall checkups. Maston Air Conditioning and Heating, owned and operated by Jason Maston, located at 380 Main Street in the heart of Lake Dallas. Give them a call at 940-321-5392 or click mastonair.com.
You know where I go when I'm craving some delicious chicken? I stop by Chick-fil-A, located in Kensington Square on Swisher Road in Corinth. Be sure to try the new Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich, and remember to try out the Chick-fil-A One app, available on the Android and iOS App Store. Eat more chicken, Falcons.
2nd and 5. Sweep on Yekwerwe, getting around the edge of the 40-yard line. Tackled from behind, but it's enough for a first down. First big play for IK on Yekwerwe, the leading rusher for the Falcons, moving the chains here on 2nd down.
Yeah, great run. Another, it looked like off tackle run by IK on Yekwerwe, finding the hole. And was that on Yekwerwe? Yeah,
Yes,
excuse
it was.
me. It's number 8 and a number 9.
See, I'm not the only one who misses
Numbers
the
are
players.
killing me, man. Numbers are killing me. Couldn't tell if that was Kobe or IK, but great run out there. Off tackle run by IK and Yekwerwe.
At the 46-yard line, handoff Lindsey. Ball's on the ground. It came out, and look at this. Princeton's going to take over.
Gosh.
Can't tell if it was Moon or Lindsey that put the ball on the ground, but it somewhere in that quarterback running back exchange, it hit the turf, and the Panthers take over. So another error by this Falcon team to let the Panthers off the hook.
Yeah, I believe that was the running back, Lindsey, on that play. And You watch this offensive line come off, and man, they just look defeated. And although it's a tied game, I would like to see a little bit more energy from these offensive linemen, get a little bit pumped up, but Sadler's going to go ahead and trot back out on the field.
Starting from the Falcons' 43-yard line. Sadler out of the shotgun. He's going to toss it on a sweep. Couple of blocks. Gets her into the 40-yard line, cuts up field before he stopped. And they might have lost a yard. Barely getting back near the line of scrimmage is Junior Ambati.
Yeah, good pursuit by Rajah Singh and number 33, Patrick Winger out there, the middle linebacker, who's limping back to his position. So that's something to keep an eye on. Patrick Winger, one of the more dependable guys for the Falcons defensive-wise. He's been a pretty tough guy out there so far. He's one of the top 5 leading tacklers on the team. He reads the ball really well, and that's going to be a tough loss if you can't get over this ankle.
2nd and 11 at the Falcon 44-yard line. Hill in the backfield with Sadler. He's going to throw. Lefty pressure coming. It's a screen pass. Hill has it with the blocks in front of him at the 20, 35-yard line. Just shy of the 30. He hits the turf. Flag behind him.
There goes that dirty sock.
And Falcon defense thought they had a free run at Strickland, but he pulled the screen on him. And it was a decent pickup, barring whatever this penalty marker is on that 2nd down play. 3:30, clock stopped here in the 2nd quarter.
You know, Jay Hill looks like a big guy. You're looking at him down on the field. He looks like he weighs probably 230. Probably runs about a 4.6, 4.5. I'm just describing him. These are my guesses here. Probably runs a 4.5. And Lake Dallas so far is having a very difficult time bringing him down on the ground without having 2+ more players getting him.
And a penalty marker is going to be on the Panthers. That's going to back them up after that screen pass. So the ball is going to be placed right around the 47-yard line. Still on the Falcons side. Clock starting to tick again. 3:26. Game tied at 14 apiece. Falcons will get the ball to start the 2nd half. But right now the Panthers have it. 2nd and 14 at Lake Dallas' 47. Low snap. Quick throw to the left side. It's caught in and out of the hands. It wasn't. Had an open receiver. That was Kendall Johnson. It went right in and out of his hands. Might have sensed the pressure from that defensive back. That was either Kobe Minor.
That was Austin Dabney.
Or Austin Dabney. Dabney was on the pressure. Minor was behind him. So when you have Minor behind you as a cornerback, that gives you a lot of confidence to press the line, knowing you got someone behind you.
Yeah, Minor doesn't miss tackles too often. He reads the hip very well. And that's something that he's really improved on. Something I wanted to mention real quick is I believe that number 5, Christian Crawford, got ejected from the game. He's been standing on the sidelines without his helmet.
We'll get a word on that in a second. 3rd and 14. Throwing it to Sadler. Wide open. Again, in and out of the hands. That time it's Torres, his 2nd drop of the night at the 35-yard line. That would have been close to a 1st down. He might have had room to get it if he was able to make the catch and move upfield, but another high throw, another drop, and it brings up 4th down, 14 to go. And to your point, there's been no official update on the Crawford situation, but you're right. He's on the sideline, towel over his head, no helmet.
Just talking to what it looks like Brendan Engel. I remember he came off the field, threw his helmet after delivering a blow on a little bit of a confrontation out there on the field.
4th down, it's going to be a punt. This one is going to be waved off by Minor. Going to bounce at the 10-yard line, right around the 5. Rolling down to the 1. It's going to be down right at the goal line. Are you kidding me?
What are you doing?
Ball was rolling at the 1-yard line. It could not have been a better opportunity for the Panthers to down it, but it rolled into the goal line.
Maybe he thought that they'd get credit with the safety.
Wow.
Maybe it's his first time playing football. It might be.
I always try to give the players a benefit of the doubt.
I try not to be too mean, but that's something. There's no excuse for that.
The ball bounced at the 5. Whoever that was,
there's a player
watch
just
the ball
watching
roll
it
the
slowly
3-yard
roll.
line, 2-yard line, 1-yard line, goal line. I mean, that's a break for the Falcons.
Oh, that's got to be on Sports Center.
I mean,
that's got to be not so top.
They literally could have downed it a hair from the goal line.
Oh man, that was.
But instead, the Falcons will get to start at their own 20-yard line. So here we go.
I won't say that guy's name just to save his.
I'd say his name if I knew his name. Here's the handoff. It's going to be option on the Wildcat. Minor up the middle. He is going to get hit a couple times before he's swallowed up shy of the 25-yard line. So the Falcons will take over starting at their own 20. They got 2:43 left in the ball game, or left in the first half, I should say, with 2 timeouts to their name.
And Minor's limping off to the sideline. You know, Coach Young was telling me he's been dealing with the shoulder injury, but now he's limping off and headed to the training table.
3 wide receivers to the left, clock ticking, 2:24. Moon's got on Yeckerway to his left. He's got Washington all by himself to the right. 3 wide receivers on the left. It's McGrew, Nava, and Henry. Box is full of Panthers. Nava in motion. Going to give it to him on a sweep. Can he get a block outside of the 30-yard line? Hit out of bounds. But it's enough for a first down. And the Falcons move the chains and they stop the clock. They're just past their own 30-yard line.
A little bit of a confrontation going on down at the sideline between number 15, Rajah Singh, and number 44, Junior Flores. Something you don't want to see, teammates kind of going up against each other. But right now they're kind of fighting. They were fighting on the bench. A couple players had to hold them back, but just a sideline update as players are now having to be separated and get pulled off.
First down snap. Moon play action. Going to throw it. Wide open at the 50.
Oh,
it is incomplete. Moon overthrew his man. That was Trevor Lindsay.
Man.
It was a very catchable ball, but Lindsay did have to adjust from his route. And that might have been a case of Lindsay looking to run upfield before he secured the football, because if Moon hits him in stride or even throws it right where he's at the 50-yard line, you're right, he's gone. But Moon just
man, that's a missed opportunity.
Hit his wide open man. There was some pressure, and Moon might have felt it. So we'll reset second down. Nava in motion again. Agachuku's going to get to the 30-yard line. Hit right at the 35. He's knocked out. So these sweeps from the wide receiver position are becoming a big part of this offense, and a couple of flags came in. There was a contact right after the play ended, and it looked like a Panther player actually tackled a Falcon.
Yeah, that's going to be on Trevor Lindsay, as it looked like Kellen Culberson got his legs knocked out under him. But there's a lot of talking going on, and now Trevor Lindsay, because he couldn't hold his emotions, is going to force the Falcons to go back 15 yards, and you can't do that. That's now 2 players on Lake Dallas. You got to take Lindsay out of the game, and you got to get, and that's exactly what they're going to do, the right thing. You can't put Lindsay, you can't keep him back out there after that. You got to be able to keep those things bottled up and control them, and that's something that the Falcons have been struggling with all season long.
So refs are going to try to sort this mess out. Might be a case, Garen, if you could see offsetting penalties, because like I said, the first contact I saw was a Princeton player tackling a Falcon, and the second flag had to have been retaliation, as you mentioned, was part of Lindsay.
It looked like it was a tackle, like one of the Princeton defensive linemen tackled Kellen Culberson, and Lindsay retaliated and shoved that guy off of him. And he's just defending his guy, but at the same time, refs are looking for everything.
Yeah, it looks like these penalties are going to be offsetting, so that's the right call if you're the ref. So give them credit. A penalty is a penalty, but if it's both ways, you got to penalize them.
Yeah.
And if they're both going to rough up, you might as well call them offsetting penalties. That's the right move, and that's what the refs did here. So now, 1:19 left. Falcons have 2 timeouts here in a tie game, 14-14. Third down and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
I'm surprised they didn't walk 15 yards there, 15 yards over there, 15 yards back like they did on a couple other times.
That's procedure. Here we go. Third down. 3 receivers on the left. It's Hope, Jaden McGrew, and Fabian Nava, with Washington by himself on the right side. 4-man front. Pressure coming. Quick throw to the left. Hope. Can he get a block from Nava? He can at the 40-yard line, barreling through to the 50 out of bounds. And the Falcons pick up a fresh set of downs, and Hope looked like he got out of bounds. That clock will stop. Falcons moving the field.
Yeah, and the wind has continued to just get stronger as you see the flags on the goalpost blowing strong. It looks like coming out from, I believe, the east. And so it's a strong east wind coming for the Falcons.
First and 10, sweep to the right. McGrew cuts inside. He's going to get hit shy of the 50-yard line. And check that. That was Fabian Nava on the carry. Or check that. Ikeon Yekerway lined up wide. These Falcons offensively are putting running backs and receivers in different positions. They're mixing it up. Second and 10, 50 seconds and counting at the 47-yard line. Pump from Moon. Going to air it out downfield, looking for a man at the 30. Yeah. It's going to be overthrown and intercepted. Ball picked off at the 25-yard line and down. And as quickly as this Falcon drive was starting to move, Trevor Moon throws an interception at the 25-yard line.
That interception was thrown to Princeton's best receiver. Number 2, it looks like is going both ways as a wide receiver and defensive back, Kendall Johnson. So that was an easy play for Johnson as he just went back to his offensive ways and just like, hey, I just got to catch this, go score a touchdown.
So tied at 14, 42 seconds left here in the first half. Princeton will take over. 42 seconds left to go. And with 3 timeouts, Panthers have options, so the Falcons are going to have to be careful defensively. You know this offense is capable of moving the ball down the field quickly, and especially with 3 timeouts. They're not going to look to just run the clock out. They're going to try to take the lead. Sadler going to throw wide open man at the 30-yard line. He's going to break a tackle, get around the edge of the 50-yard line, and is dragged down moving forward. Torres on the catch. He's going to look to redeem himself after a couple of drops.
And after letting that kick roll all the way into the pay dirt.
Yeah, that might be the biggest gaffe of the night.
And he's not that bad of a player. You would think, like, hey, man, you've done pretty good. Why would you watch that roll into the end zone?
33 seconds to go. Sadler is going to find his man. It's going to be complete at the sideline. Short gain. So 30 seconds left. That was a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 1. So
yeah,
the Panthers at the 44-yard line, entering Falcon territory.
Lake Dallas here is going to have to come up with something tricky. Maybe throw a couple blitzes in there, as you know, Rajah Singh is in at the right defensive end spot with Christian Crawford ejected out of the game. So they're trying a couple of new things.
Sadler out of the shotgun. He's got Hill to his left. He's going to keep it on a run, draw up the middle, and not a lot of room. It'll get the 1st down. So with 25 seconds left, they get a fresh set of downs. They're going to call a timeout. So the Panthers have 2 remaining. 25 seconds left here in the first half. 2 timeouts now for the Panthers. And they are entering Falcon territory. So they have some options here with some time on the clock and a couple of timeouts. So this Falcon defense is going to have to, yes, protect the sidelines, but also watch out for that big play that this Panther team is very capable of.
Yeah, at this point, with 25 seconds left, you're trying to keep them out of the end zone and trying to keep them from getting within their own 20 or within your 25-yard line. So if they can keep them maybe from getting past the 30 and keeping them in bounds, I think it's going to be a success for the Falcons. They're going to go in, they're going to come back out, get the ball. It's going to be a 0-0 game. But that all depends. A lot can happen in 25 seconds. And we all saw that the first week against Denton whenever Lake Dallas took the lead in overtime. Or actually, it took the lead with 15 seconds, something like that left. And Denton goes ahead and throws a Hail Mary and takes it to the house, forces overtime. So you never know what's going to happen. It's Texas high school football, the best there is.
Look for the Panthers to take a shot. Sadler in the pocket, down the middle of the field, incomplete through the hands of his receiver. That was Junior Umbati.
Good pursuit over there at the defensive end position by Kelvin Yuka, who's doing a great job of doing the rip move against Princeton's number 54. It looks like that's going to be their right tackle. I want to say, let's see here, Tyler Fisher, the senior O-lineman. So experience going against experience, and I have yet to see Kelvin Yuka take a play off. And these are long drives, and this is a guy that's rushing the passer quite often, and he's doing a great job.
Need a pass rush in a situation like this. 2nd and 10 at the 44, 20 seconds. Pass from Sadler is going to be tipped at the line of scrimmage, and it falls incomplete. So there's that pressure you need if you're that Falcon front 4. And this defense will get ready for a 3rd down, 10 yards of the pickup at their own 44-yard line.
Yeah,
17 seconds left.
Coach Young's telling all of his guys to get back and play deep zone. They're trying to keep these guys from getting any sort of first down at this point, because you're going to be your 3rd and 10 trying to keep it as a 4th down, but they're playing. It looks like they got their safety, Christian Hernandez, about 3 yards behind the sticks, and Kobe Minor's right on the sticks.
Dime package for the Falcons. 17 seconds left. Here we go. Sadler going to throw. Has some time. Steps up down the middle of the field. Incomplete. Had a crossing route over the middle. There were some Falcons in coverage, and the pass hit the turf. And it brings up 4th and 10 for the Panthers with 12 seconds left.
Little bit of observation by Mike and I. Sadler really had a wide open lane for 20-plus yards right down the middle as all the Falcons ran onto the right side, ran a stunt where all of them slanted right, and it was just Yuka running on the left outside pass rush and wide open.
They're going to take one last shot here. 4th and 10. Panthers have the ball at the Falcon 44-yard line. Tie game 14-14 with 12 seconds left. They're going to take a timeout. So the Panthers will talk things over. What do you think, Garen? Do they come back after the timeout with 12 seconds and punt the football away, or do they take one last shot?
They'll probably try and take one more shot. Maybe they'll try and get Lake Dallas to jump off sides. If that doesn't work, maybe I could see a punt happening. But, you know, at this point, there's nothing to lose. There's 12 seconds left. So if you can hold on to the ball for as long as you can and keep Lake Dallas from getting it with any more than 10 seconds left on with the football, I think that they're probably just going to go ahead and go into halftime.
And with the Falcons having 2 timeouts, that leave you to believe that they might try to do something if they were to get the ball back. But with 12 seconds, can't imagine Michael Young would press this offense to try to go down the field with only 12 seconds left. So got to imagine this should be the last offensive play of the quarter.
Something to
Or of the
mention
half.
is the Lake Dallas offense is averaging a turnover per game, and still it was on track as they turned it over once again today.
4-man front for the Falcons. Here we go. 4th and 10. Sadler going to throw. Has some time. Let's go of it. Down to the 20-yard line. It is caught. They are saying
That's what you didn't want.
Inbounds at the 20-yard line. Ref saying it was a good catch. And Panthers will call a timeout immediately after. And you're right, Garen. That was the last thing you could allow if you're the Falcon defense, because now you're giving the Panthers an opportunity to put points at the end of the half.
Yeah, that was a mismatch. That was number 3, Obadi, on Patrick Winger, having to carry him on the wheel route. That's something that Princeton wanted, that matchup, and when you have a middle linebacker going up against a slot wide receiver who's very quick, that's difficult to guard. So, I mean, now they're back. They have the opportunity to get some points on the board. Lake Dallas has already blocked a PAT, so can they go and block a field goal? Possibly, but, you know, Princeton may be aiming for the end zone.
5 seconds left. No timeouts now for the Panthers, regardless, at the 19-yard line. Have to imagine they're going to kick a field goal here. If they were to go for it, not that any of us believe that they would, they have no room for anything underneath. They'd have to complete it and score a touchdown, otherwise the clock would run out. And they're indeed going to send the field goal unit out. So in a 14-14 tie, 5 seconds left here in the first half, Falcons will get the football back. So at the very least, you're holding the Panthers to a field goal. And worst case scenario, only 17 points
Ice the kicker.
through the first half. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Coach Michael Young is going to call a timeout. Why not?
Cue the Pepsi commercial. We need a sponsor. We need lots of big. We need the whole Skittles to sponsor us.
I feel like Drew
We
is
need Pepsi
got to be
to
the one to hook
sponsor
that
us.
up.
Oh, I know. Drew's already got the Chick-fil-A, so maybe Drew will be hooked up on the Skittles commercial. Taste the rainbow. All right, I better stop. I'm giving him free ad money.
Free ad money.
All of our listeners are going to go order about 15 packs of Skittles, and they're going to specifically request Jerry Jones's Skittles dealer.
You know, I still haven't. Y'all took care of them before I was able to try them. The Skittles at the Star. I wasn't.
Hey, that was
given an
all
opportunity
mine.
to try 'em.
I got to have about 3 or 4, but that was Mike and Drew.
Yeah, I'm
They
not
went
in the
after it.
bandwagon just yet.
They went after it.
Back
Mike's
here to
saying not
football. Field goal. Ball spotted at the 19-yard line. It's going to be about a 36-yard kick. Mike Young calling a timeout to see if he can ice the kicker. From the right hash, 36-yard. Snap, hold good,
Quite a
kick
boot.
is good. Impressive 36-yard strike. And it makes this a 17-14 Panther lead. That'll conclude the first half of football. So Falcons will hit the locker room. They'll get the ball back to start the second half. Down 3 points, 17-14 lead.
Yeah,
So offensively,
what a lead. That was a great kick.
that was an impressive kick. And this Panther offense, as we said, scored almost 90 points through the first 2 games. Falcons holding them to just 17 points here in the first half of football. You have to wonder, though, this Falcon team started out of the gate awfully hot. They forced a punt. They intercepted the Panther offense, scored a touchdown on their opening drive. But since then, this Panther offense has woken up a bit. So a lot of work to do, but the Falcons in the football game, and that's all you could ask for out of the first half.
Oh, yeah, and Lake Dallas's defense and offense, they're doing a little bit better than last week. Still would like to see them run a little bit more short routes. You know, you had Trevor Lindsay get wide open in the just running a straight-up fade route straight from the running back position. You had Lindsay wide open. Obviously, some miscommunication there, overthrown / dropped. I mean, you can make an argument for both. If a receiver touches it, he's got to catch it. But, I mean, also quarterback could have set his feet a little more. But I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. I'm seeing the ball thrown a little bit more. I'm seeing a couple more carries out of IK and Yakware. So far, they're not utilizing Kobe Minor as much because he has that shoulder injury, so they're still trying to figure things out with him. But Kobe Minor already has a pick, has another fumble recovery that was then fumbled by himself. Kobe Minor's still having himself one heck of a game, but I think Kelvin Yuka right now has got to be MVP so far because I mean, he has been all over the field, getting up there, causing a lot of pressure on the young quarterback Sadler, who is filling in for Strickland of Princeton. And I think that has to say what's on the scoreboard when you have a sophomore quarterback instead of your senior quarterback in Brendan Strickland. 17 points compared to what normally would be probably about 35, 36.
So one thing I want to talk about this Falcon offense, Garen, is, looking at the chart, we obviously talked about the lacking of a passing game, at least a significant passing game through the first couple of weeks, especially that Reedy game.
Right.
Looking at the charts tonight, 14 plays have been runs, 7 have been passes. So one thing that we need to look forward to is Michael Young trying to establish a balance. And one way you do that is mixing in some throws on second and first down.
Yeah.
There were a couple times tonight where the Falcons have gone 3 and out, where it's been run, and then pass on third down. And those are obvious situations where, as an offense, you're getting predictable.
Yeah.
That last touchdown drive that they scored on that strike to Hunter Hope, they ran the ball on first down, but threw it on second down. So as an offense, if you get predictable, the defense is going to have success stopping you in obvious passing situations. But if Michael Young can find a way to mix it up, get some consistency out of his quarterback Trevor Moon, this offense has shown it can open up once that passing game gets established.
Oh, yeah, and I think that's something that he's got to go in there and discuss. It's something that was happening, last week, and they were still struggling, I think, when they went into halftime, came back out, and they ran the ball on the first play of the game again. So that's something they've got to go in there. They've got to fix that. Maybe don't run it because that is very predictable. I think they've done that every drive so far. Is they've started it out with the run. At
the very least, you got to establish a balance.
You have to
establish a willingness to throw the football on base downs.
You have to, and I think it's the mixing up those things will eventually get one thing is going to be more powerful than the other, and then whenever you start going with what's working best, and they start figuring that out, well, that's when you go to the other thing, whether that's the run or the pass, and that's what makes a successful offense. That's what happened last season and the season before offensive-wise, and that's something they're still trying to figure out. This is a new team. These guys haven't played together too much, so that just comes with time and experience with Trevor Moon under there at the quarterback position.
So summary of the night so far, one half of football played here at Falcon Stadium, 17-14. The Panthers lead the Falcons, although Lake Dallas will get the football to start the second half. Game opened with a Trevor Moon scoring touchdown, 24-yard run from the quarterback for Lake Dallas, made it 7-0. And after the Falcons intercepted the quarterback for the Panthers, they were unable to do anything with it. They punted on their next 3 possessions, but the Panthers, down 7-0, answered with a touchdown scored by Hill, the running back, 50-yard drive. Then they answered again with a 62-yard scoring drive to make it a 14-7 lead. Falcons answering with a 62-yard drive of themselves with a 62-yard touchdown pass. That was the one to Hope to level it up at 14. Then a field goal at the last seconds of the first half made it 17-14. Got a tight one here at Falcon Stadium. 17-14, Panthers lead. Falcons will get the football back to start the second half. Garen Shantz alongside me. I'm AJ Tellers. We're going to step out at halftime. When we come back, 3-point game here at Falcon Stadium. You're listening to the Lake Dallas Quarterback Club. We'll be back for the second half.
Brought to you by Mark Tucker.
The explosive, the Falcons knowing they have to score points. So far that they've been able to keep pace with them, only showing 3 points as we go into the second half.
Yeah, and the last series was really one that was blown 25 seconds left in the second quarter, and then you let them get a 15-plus yard play to get them into field goal range. And, something very surprising, I was actually talking to Fab while we were out there chatting outside. It is insanely windy. I'm going to check the wind speeds in a little bit, but I am very impressed the fact that the kicker was able to make a 35-plus yard field goal with these winds coming from the east. It's a lot right now, and our microphone couldn't pick up any of the halftime show, so I think that's going to play a factor into this half. I think the wind has slowly picked up. Rain didn't hit, but the wind certainly did hit. So is Trevor Moon going to air it out? Did they change some stuff up? Who knows,
Yeah, that's going to be the telltale story of the second half. Obviously, that field goal being the difference in a 3-point ball game. Something we talked about before we went into the halftime break is that a balance that this Falcon offense is going to have to implement going forward. They've only thrown the ball 7 times. They've ran it 17. Now, in terms of total offensive yardage, they've matched up with the Panthers pretty much neck and neck. 151 total yards for the Falcons offense, just under 200 for the Panthers. So Defensively, they've gotten some big plays, couple of sacks, couple of interceptions. They've also forced a turnover on downs. They forced a couple of fumbles even if they didn't recover them. So this Falcon defense has kept this offense in the game, and they've played somewhat complementary football. The offense has picked up some of the slack over the last couple of weeks. They have struggled, but tonight they seem to be up for the task here in a high-scoring affair. Looks to be a high-scoring affair at least to this point.
Some positive news is Lake Dallas going to receive the football, but checking my weather app here, you're having 18-mile-per-hour winds coming from the east, so those certainly are going to play a factor in where this ball is going to go. You know, it makes it difficult for kickers, so 18-mile-per-hour winds coming from the east. Lake Dallas about to get the football, and the ball's going to come off the tee once again, so both teams are probably going to have a holder.
Yeah, with that wind coming towards the western side, that field goal that you talked about, that 36-yarder to put Princeton on top to end the half, it came from the right hash, so it was a much easier kick coming from the eastern side of the field than the west. That's something we will have to keep an eye on should a field goal come into play to be a factor in this game. Here we go, second half underway. Short kickoff received at the 25-yard line. Short return to the 40-yard line, barreling through is the return man for the Falcons, and Lake Dallas will start. Down by 3, they're going to have decent field position here in quarter number 3. Falcons on their last 2 drives turned the ball over via an interception and a fumble. So they're going to look to correct the trends here, turning the ball over on their consecutive drives last 2 times they touched it.
Godwin Ogwachuku was the guy on that return right there, getting a good run out to 36-yard line.
Touchdown, punt, and another punt, followed by a touchdown, and then a fumble and an interception. Falcon offense trying to get back on track. First down here, Hunter Hope out of the flat to the 40-yard line. He gets around to the edge of the 50. He'll walk out of bounds. Nice pickup to start the half. Hunter Hope picking up a first down.
Yeah, quite a game Hunter Hope's having. He's starting to get the hang of this whole wide receiver position with Trevor Moon. They're getting that connection a little bit. They got to keep that going. And you obviously have a speedster in Jaden McGrew, but this Jacoby Washington on the outside has some nice size.
Handoff. Nope, Moon's going to keep it. Running to the left side. He's going to get past the 45-yard line.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what Moon saw in that play there, as Ike Onyekure right down the middle had a huge hole right down the center of it, and Trevor Moon decided to pull it. Didn't quite see the reasoning behind that one.
Picked up 2. Going to hand it off. Lindsey up the middle. Short pickup. Not a lot of room. Again, that Panther front getting a lot of penetration early.
Yep, Panthers doing a good job of getting up there. And, the offensive line, they took advantage of the Panthers at first. I think they caught them off guard with the speed a little bit and a little bit of change in plays. But something I like is they start the game off with a little bit of change. There's a pass to start it off, so that's a good start.
3rd and 8 at the 44-yard line. Moon ducks the sack. Hit. Shoe comes flying, and he's going to get sacked behind him. Either a shoe or some sort of towel came flying right behind Trevor Moon as he ducked out of a sack, but eventually was brought down on 3rd and 8, and it's going to bring up the punt unit. So a drive that started promising stalls out right around midfield. They'll punt it away.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what type of accessory that was. These players nowadays, they're all iced out. We saw Odell Beckham. He wears the Richard Millie watch, $200,000. So, hey, maybe these players, they're starting to get some jewelry while they play. So, who knows what that was.
Punt will be waved off at the 15-yard line. It'll roll inside the 10-yard line. So the Falcons punt unit doing a nice job pinning the Panthers. And they'll have a long way to go to start their first drive of the second half. 10-17, 3-point game. You notice that, like you said, that first play of this drive out of the gate was a quick pass to the flat. It wasn't down the field, but again, You're getting Moon some confidence, giving him some easy throws to complete, and there was a nice pickup there.
Yeah, very nice pickup, and that's a bad way to end it because unfortunately that's a drive that's going to go down the drain because you got 1 first down and then you did a whole lot of nothing afterwards, and that's what sucks. But, when those short passes work, why wouldn't you stick with them? I wouldn't go right back to the run until you establish that, look,
Speaking of run on first down, short pickup, if any, stuffed by that Falcon line on first down. So a first down run for the Panthers, and that's nearly nothing. It'll bring up second down.
Yeah, you can tell this defensive line is focused on stopping the run here, not too much on the passing game. But, I think with this new quarterback in number 13 for Princeton, Isaiah Sadler, I think they're still, obviously shown he has the arm on him, but they're definitely sticking with the run more than the pass like they would with Strickland.
2nd and 10 at their own 7-yard line. Sadler out of the gun. Here's a snap, looking to his left. Quick throw in the flat, incomplete, popped up, picked off. Minor inside the 5. He'll walk in for the touchdown. Pick 6, Kobe Minor. Falcons defense answering the call as they take the lead. Kobe Minor, interception, takes it to the house.
Wow. And that guy's ball skills are amazing. That guy can see the ball. He's able to become the wide receiver. And, he was making up for it this time around. He said, I might have fumbled a fumble recovery, but I'm going to go score this touchdown. I'm going to put another 6 on the board. So far in every single game this season, the Falcons defense has come through with a touchdown.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's 21-17. Falcons on top. Impressive stand defensively. Kobe Minor, the catch on the interception, and he takes it to the house for the score. We'll take a quick step out. Falcons starting the second half on the right foot. 21-17, right here with the Lake Dallas Quarterback Club. Hey, Falcons fans. We know the hassle of finding a reliable vehicle at a reliable dealer. But here at Huffine Chevrolet, you can accomplish both in one place. That's right, look no further than your Huffine Chevy dealer located in Louisville and Plano. As a proud sponsor of your Lake Dallas Falcons, we at Huffine Chevrolet take pride in supporting our community. Since 1924, we've been treating North Texas customers the way they want to be treated. Visit our Louisville or Plano locations today. Ray Huffines, serving our community since 1924. Falcons set to kick off. If you're just joining us here out of the gate in the second half, after the Falcons had to punt, a Kobe Minor interception at the 10-yard line, return for a touchdown, gives the Falcons a lead, 21-17. Kicking off here, 9:30 left to go in the third quarter. It's going to bounce to the 10-yard line, be picked up at the 5-yard line, returned out, and he's going to go to the middle of the field. He's got some blockers around the edge, pushes some Falcons down before he's finally brought down. That was Junior Abati on the short return. Didn't quite get past the 15-yard line. Yeah,
brought down by what it looks like Williams Beard with the great pursuits. Check that. That was actually number 20 for Lake Dallas, Aaron Martin on the tackle. So good job by him. But not too bad. I saw a little bit of a lane that was scary, but I think the Lake Dallas offense's secret weapon, I think I finally know what it is. It's the defense. The defense is the offense's secret weapon because so far every single game, 6 points, 6 points, 6 points. They're putting up points on the board for Lake Dallas.
They've scored 3 touchdowns from defense so far this season. It's a big part of playing complimentary football. First down, Sadler's going to roll out, hit a man inside the 20-yard line. He was going to get around the edge and going to barrel through a couple of Falcons before he's brought down. Scary play there as Noah Leonard almost found a seam. It's enough for a first down, and the Panthers will get out of being pinned inside their own 15-yard line. They'll have some breathing room.
And a little bit of switching in and out at the safety position as Kellen Ferguson takes over for Christian Hernandez for a few plays, as he's the man that forced out number 5 of Princeton, Noah Leonard, right there on the catch and run. So a little bit of, they're trying to change a couple of stuff up. They're running a 4-2-5. So
4 receiver set. Sadler, quick throw. He's got Torres at the 40-yard line. He's going to fall forward down, going to bring up second down and short.
I still cannot get over the fact that he let that go all the way in the end
zone. That is definitely going to be something that's going to be,
that might be the highlight.
Because it's one of those errors where it wasn't a physical error, which you can excuse, and everyone's going to make mistakes. Everyone's going to drop a pass, fumble the football, miss an assignment, whatever. But to just allow the ball on a punt to bounce at the 3, the 2, the 1 end of the goal line, it just doesn't make sense. There's really no explanation.
Mr. and Mrs.
to explain
Torres,
what the heck happened there.
If you're listening to this, we're sorry, but we can't believe what happened.
Second and 1, handoff inside, bouncing it out is Hill to the 40-yard line. He's going to get stopped. He's going to regret bouncing that one. On second and 1, he's going to go backwards. And the Falcons defense, first time you've had to say that name, having an impact on the play. He has been relatively quiet tonight.
Yeah, Kelvin Yuka, I think he's actually done the opposite. He's been in the backfield. He may not be putting up quite the stats sack-wise and getting all the tackles you want to see, but he's been very disruptive in the backfield at getting to the quarterback and pressuring the quarterback, and it's actually forced quite a bit of interceptions and fumbles that just weren't able to be recovered by the Falcons.
3rd and 4 at the Falcons' 40-yard line. Sadler looking to his left. He's got Torres caught. First down at the 50-yard line. He spins forward, and the Panthers are going to enter Falcon territory. Big third down pickup, and the Falcons will have to reset defensively. Brings up a first down for the Panthers. They move to the other side of the field.
Yeah, Torres is quite a favorite of Sadler's as he's playing solo on the right side against, looks like Lake Dallas's number 32, Austin Dabney. So they're trusting him against him, and he's running slant routes and able to get inside of Dabney, and that's what's working for him.
Jalaidon Hill out of the backfield. Sadler with 2 receivers to his right. He's got a tight end and a 1 lone receiver to the left. Snap. Handoff Hill. Barreling through. Can't get past the 50-yard line before he is stopped in the backfield.
Yeah, that stop out there, Junior Flores doing a nice job, and once again, Kelvin Yuka able to get through. So both those guys starting to have an impact at the early start of the third quarter, getting near the halfway point, maybe actually just about the halfway point. Defensive line doing a good job of stopping the run. I'm very impressed so far, and going to switch sides, so that's how you know there's a stunt coming whenever you have these 2 defensive ends swapped to different sides. So you had number 48 of Lake Dallas, I believe that was Caden Liston and Kelvin Yuka switching sides. There's going to be a stunt ran.
They have Liston, the linebacker, lining up on the line. 2nd and 13. Sadler pumps. Going to throw it. He's got Torres at the 40-yard line. Breaks a tackle to the 20-yard line. Foot race. Finally gets cut off at the 10-yard line. Kobe Minor might have saved a touchdown, just making Torres change direction because he looked like he was going to beat the one-on-one matchup at the 10-yard line, but he had to cut in and was tackled from behind. Big gain. Sets up 1st and 10 at the 10.5-yard line. First down, handoff inside Hill, swallowed up, short gain.
And, you know, once again, it was Torres getting the ball on a slant route, wide open, getting inside of his man. And Lake Dallas's weak side of the safety position, you know, out on the opposite side of Kobe Minor, has really struggled to keep these wide receivers from staying outside of them, and it's tough to do.
So a drive that started on the Panthers' 14-yard line has moved all the way to the Falcons' 9. Faced with a 2nd down, 9 to go. Don't quite have to get to the goal line to get a first down. Pistol formation. 2 tight ends lined up to the right. Snap. Rolling out on the play fake is Sadler. He's got a lot of time and space. He's at the 10, dumps it off. Goal line incomplete, threw it short. That's a tough throw for a left-handed quarterback to make. Going across his body. He was looking for something around that pylon, but he had nothing, so he had to throw about 5-6 yards across his body to the right, and it fell incomplete.
Good pursuit by the junior linebacker, Joseph Puckett, number 37, 6 foot, 185 pounds. A guy that we don't really say his name too often, but pursued Sadler all the way from the opposite end at the linebacker position and forcing that incompletion.
21-17, Falcons on top. 5:13 left here in the third quarter. Panthers faced with a 3rd and 9 at the 9-yard line. Again, they don't have to score to move the chains. Here's a snap. Looking to his left. Quick slant. Goal line caught. Touchdown. Panthers are going to answer, and they will take the lead on a quick throw. That's a 9-yard touchdown pass. Sadler getting the Panther offense on the board here in the second half, and they take the lead.
That was to his guy, number 7, Ryan Parker, who's made quite an impact tonight as well. All these wide receivers getting involved as Lake Dallas is forcing them to throw. But these cornerbacks got to be up to the challenge. We know Kobe Minor is up to it. Kobe Minor already has several turnovers of his own, but what can these corners do? And Joseph Taylor, you know, he's been struggling these past 2 games. He might be going through a bit of a slump. Once again, ran another slant route.
Yeah, the defense has, in all fairness, done a great job keeping this offense at bay. They have generated, like you said, a couple of turnovers. You obviously have to have some production of your defense in terms of keeping the other offense at bay, but when you're facing such an explosive attack like the Panthers offer, there's going to be a point where you say, okay, our defense is only going to be able to do so much. We got to help them out on the offensive side, and even though here in the third quarter there's 24 points on the board, I don't think anyone to this point would say this game has been a letdown defensively. Falcons defense has played fantastic.
Absolutely not. And I think anytime you get your defense to put some points on the board and get a couple of sacks on the night and tackles for loss, and you prevent the biggest thing that they have, which is a running game, that's a successful night. Now, I know that there's still a whole half to play, but so far the defense has done an amazing job. And, you know, I think the one thing that just needs worked on is the defensive backs and these slant routes. I think they're really struggling with these quick routes and getting their hips flipped quick enough, and maybe they're getting caught on their heels a little too much. That's something that just comes with some more practice. You know, they got young guys. Joseph Taylor, was a sophomore last year, junior this year. He's still getting used to it a little bit. So these guys just got to it's going to take a little bit more practicing, and they're going to watch film. They're going to get better. And I think there's just a little bit of a slump happening right now with Joseph Taylor.
Yeah, that defense, you also have to credit some of that to them being on the field an awful long time. That was an 86-yard drive for the Panthers, started on their own 14-yard line, and that Falcon defense was on the field for 4.5 minutes. Kickoff received at the 10-yard line. Falcons returning it to the 20, 30-yard line, falling forward at the 35-yard line. Nice return. Falcons will have good starting field position.
Yeah, I really like the way that Godwin Ogwachukwu is running the football. He's not afraid to just take it and start going. He isn't going to be the type to just wave it off. He wants to get every single yard he possibly can. And, you know, when you give your team 11 extra yards, that's what makes a return man so good. You know, some people overlook these returners, but it's so important to get that ball. Just those 10 extra yards, that you can do a lot with that.
Good starting field position. 2 receivers on the right, now 3 with Nava in motion. Moon out of the shotgun. Now on Yekerway, he's going to motion to his left. Looking his way, finds Hope. He's got it, makes a man miss. Can he get a block from on Yekerway at the 40? 45, out of bounds. Hope with a nice pickup. And on first down, the Falcons move the chains.
And how about this? I kind of liked Onyekwere getting out and blocking for Hope. Actually, looked like Onyekwere took out 3 defenders of Princeton, and that's just an amazing job, and Hunter Hope following right behind him.
Falcons at their own 47-yard line, fresh set of downs. 24-21, Panthers lead. 4:50 left here in the third quarter. Hope, here's this Moon the snap, looking to his left. It's Hope, pass is tipped. It's incomplete. Moon was looking for Hope again. But that last play where you saw Onyekwere run in motion before the play was snapped, those sweeps that the Falcons have ran all night long, that ended up being a good fake as they hit Hope for a little screen, and Onyekwere, like I said,
changing it up.
was the lead blocker. Yes, getting creative. That was something we saw last week, is once the creativity started, the offense started moving the ball a bit more. Second down, Moon, handoff to the left on Yekerway, no room to go. He's going to get tackled from behind, and that's going to be a loss of 2 yards depending on where they spot it. So similar to the last drive, nice play on first down, but it's starting to stall a bit as the Falcons can't pick up anything on first and second down the next set of downs they get.
Yeah, outside run there by IK Onyekwere, but it looks like that the offensive line just kind of let the D linemen through so quick. They didn't even get to put their hands in between the defensive lineman's chest, and D linemen were, all 4 of them were able to get through within a split second.
3rd and 12, Moon going to throw, pumps, heaving it downfield.
Oh, he's got a man
at the 30, overthrown, incomplete. And for about the 3rd time tonight, the Falcons have had a shot play wide open and are unable to convert. And it's a costly incompletion, as that will bring the punt unit out. Moon, after the pump fake, had a man wide open. That would look to be Jaden McGrew. And you're right, he was gone
wide
if
open.
Moon was able to hit him. And
you know, Moon, I think that's one thing he's still got to continue working on, is that accuracy. You know, overthrowing, that's...
Punt bounces at the 5-yard line, and it's going to go on into the end zone for a touchback.
You know, and something that Moon maybe just needs to go in and practice on, whether they bring out the old target net where it's got the little bitty squares all around. Maybe that's something he has to start with, going deeper and deeper. Maybe it's going to 30 yards. Start relatively small. 30-yard pass, that's pretty long for this young kid. So if he's able to get the ball into those 30-yard marks and those little bitty squares, I think maybe that accuracy will get there. And just very overthrown. That was a huge opportunity that was missed by Trevor Moon.
1st and 10, Panthers take over at their 20. Sadler's going to hit his man right at the 25-yard line. He's dropped immediately, so it'll bring up 2nd down, about 5. Yeah, a couple times Moon has missed his open man. There has been pressure, so give some credit to that Princeton line. But that last throw, Moon had time to step up in the pocket and just overthrew his man.
Yeah, and it's just something, I don't know if it's setting his feet. I don't know if it's mechanics or just being young and inexperienced altogether. But with 3 games under his belt, you got to think inexperience has got to start going away at this point. So it might just be mechanics or something.
Yeah, it's something the Moon can hopefully look to improve on. 2nd down and 5, handoff inside. Not a lot of room, and the pile is going to go backwards. Forward progress will mark this as a short gain. It'll bring up 3rd down and short.
Good job by the Lake Dallas defense, able to just kind of go in there and still reading the run, but there's a 3rd and 3, better situations than the Lake Dallas offense has been in. So it's just a matter of, can Lake Dallas's defense get off there, get more of a breather. The offense has to be able to hold on to the ball for a longer amount of time. You know, these short, quick, a burst of 3 and out is very tough on the defense.
3rd down and 3. Panthers have it at their own 27-yard line. Falcons got 4 on the line. 2 receivers on the left. Someone jumped, and flags come as this play is going to be stopped dead. And I believe it was the right guard or the right tackle of Princeton that might have caused that front movement from the Falcon line. I think this is going to go against the Panthers.
I would think so, too. It looked like the tackle on Kelvin Yuka's side got a little too antsy and thought Kelvin Yuka was coming in hot and jumped a little bit early, but they're calling it against Lake Dallas.
And they point towards the Falcons, so another penalty. This one doesn't go against the Panthers, it goes against the Falcons, and that'll be an automatic 1st down. So on 3rd and 3, Princeton is let off the hook.
You know, I was told that I need to be more nice towards the refs after last season. I was a little hard on all the refs, and you know, they're starting to get on my bad side again. That was a play. I think that it was definitely up against Princeton. Looking from the press box, I saw that right tackle flinch, but you know, they got to make it as a split-second call.
1st and 10. Sadler going to throw. Under pressure, hit as he lets it go down the 40-yard line. It's bobbled and incomplete.
Man.
Nearly intercepted. Kobe Minor almost had his 2nd pick of the day. That Falcon line got to Sadler right as he let go of the football. And he paid the price for throwing that one down the middle of the field. Nearly another interception.
And this guy looked like Kobe Minor, but it's actually Joseph Taylor on the defense of his man, number 2, Kendall Johnson, their leading receiver, and nearly came away with the pick, but couldn't quite bring it down with that one hand. So not too bad of a play out there for a guy that's had a little bit of struggles tonight, and that's a good start at picking him back up.
Yeah, credit Taylor with that, beg your pardon. Minor lined up his corner. 2nd and 10, handoff to Hill up the middle, gets to the 35. 40-yard line, spun around to the turf. Short of the line to gain, but it's going to bring up 2nd down and very short. Actually, check that. They are going to rule that a 1st down. So I have to say a relatively generous spot is going to give Princeton a 1st down. And a player down for the Falcons. This is going to be an injury timeout. So we're going to take a quick step out. 2:31 left. 24-21, Princeton on top. You're listening to Lake Dallas football on the Lake Dallas Quarterback Club.
Hey Falcon listeners, Fab Salas here to talk to you guys about James Wood Auto Group. They'll get you in your new car hassle-free. Find your next car at James Wood Auto Group, located off I-35 South in Denton. Go Falcons!
I don't always watch high school football under the Friday night lights, but when I do, it's with Maston Air, watching the Lake Dallas Falcons crushing it. Stay cool, my friends.
Sweet Huffine Chevrolet in Louisville, where the prices are so low. So low, so low, so low.
If you own a business and have been putting off replacing your flooring, the team at TW Hicks is ready for your call. Located right here in Denton, TW Hicks has the quality service, quality leadership, and experience needed to be your industrial flooring solution. You can visit them at www.twhicksinc.com.
Senior kid in Liston helped off the field, able to walk under his own power, but he'll get looked at on the sidelines. Meanwhile, Princeton has a 1st down and 10 at their own 42-yard line. Going to be a sweep to the right between some blocks, hit hard at the 45-yard line. Nice play by the Falcons, able to contain that run to the outside. That was Kendall Johnson. Took a big hit around the edge.
Looked like Kellen Ferguson laying the wood on that play and came flying through like a bullet. Read that play right away as soon as Kendall Johnson got the ball tossed to him. I mean, Ferguson beelined it all the way. Just a great hit.
Yeah, Junior making sure Kendall Johnson's going to remember that one. 2nd down and 7. Princeton at their own 45-yard line. 4-man front for the Falcons. 2 receivers on each side. Low snap, picked up on the ground. Sadler got to make something out of nothing. Yuka chasing him. He gets by him. Throws it to the 40-yard line to receiver. Coming back to it. Ball came out. Knocked to the turf. Incomplete pass. So a nice job by Kelvin Yuka to take the edge away and put some pressure on the quarterback Sadler.
Yeah, and I know Kelvin Yuka's probably mad that he missed the sack right there as he let Sadler get outside of him, as looked like he over-pursued. Got a little focused on the ball, over-pursued right there, but still forced Sadler to have to throw it away. Nearly threw a pick, but once again, Joseph Taylor is back on the defense and getting a little bit better every single play. So great defense, great ability to swat the ball away on that one.
Pressure on the quarterback is key to getting stops, making your quarterback inaccurate. Sadler, when he's had time, has been great. When he's been under pressure, the Falcons have forced mistakes. And this 3rd down and 7 will have to wait until a Panther timeout. So, Garen, a minute and 39 here in the 3rd quarter, 24-21. It's anybody's game. Falcons defense playing strong, Falcons offense playing strong in spurts. But we knew coming into the night that this was an offense for the Panthers that could have their way with any opponent, but so far the Falcons making it a game, and they're in it.
Oh, yeah, the Lake Dallas Falcons are doing a really nice job of keeping this offense maintained, and I think that it goes along with the fact that Kobe Minor once again is going to be another player of the week for probably his 4th week straight, whether it's Falcon, whether it's special teams, offense, or defense. He hasn't gotten to play much offense today, I believe. Just that probably one play, but I think that this defense has done just a great job of getting after the quarterback, especially with having Sadler back there and with Jay Hill, with how good of a runner he is, and the fact that they bottled him up all night long. That's a great sign.
3rd and 7 at their own 45. Here's a snap. Sadler looking right, stepping up, fires, short throw, incomplete, hit the turf. Short hopped his receiver, and Devin Peoples unable to make the catch on the low throw, and the Falcons force a 4th down.
And some dirty laundry on the field.
And yeah, you're right. Flag in this backfield. Roughing the passer, and just like that, Princeton's going to get a 1st down. So all our eyes were on the pass down into the secondary, but a flag of roughing the passer. Not sure who it was on, but nonetheless, it's a Princeton 1st down.
Yeah, I'm not sure because number 57 of Lake Dallas, Michael Swallow, just had a clean hit out there on Sadler, and Sadler didn't get the ball away until he was completely wrapped up, so it can't be on Swallow. Maybe there was a late hit by another defensive lineman that we didn't see. Something I'm also seeing is Lake Dallas is playing a little bit of they got 4 defensive backs out there, and every now and then they'll drop Joseph Taylor out there to play a deep safety position, so something to keep your eye on.
1st and 10 from the Falcon 40. Hill rushing through to the 35-yard line. Check that, or he's brought down. Gain of about 5, maybe 6, depending on where they spot it.
Yeah, Jay Hill starting to heat up the slightest bit. 5-yard gains, 4-yard gains, 2-yard gains. I mean, these yards have been hard to come by for Hill, so he's trying to churn out every single bit he can, especially to pad his stats a little bit more. But with a tough game like this, with a minute and 7 seconds left and ticking on 24-21, Panthers leading. I mean, Lake Dallas has been in this game every single second, and I think the key is still having to stop Hill and keeping him under control.
2nd and 5, gonna throw. Sadler with room, steps up, fires, looking end zone. It is incomplete. Not sure what happened. Ball went through right to the chest of a defensive back. It was a 50-50 ball. I believe that was Minor on the deflection.
Looks like it was
or was that Taylor?
Taylor
once again. It was a 50-50 ball at the goal line, and it got batted down. Both players spun in the end zone, and from here, you just can't tell if anyone came up with it or not.
You know, I want to say the reason they're a defensive back is because they didn't have quite the hands to be a wide receiver, but that doesn't hold true because you have some defensive backs on this team that are wide receivers as well, if you know who I'm talking about.
I have a feeling you're talking about
He's had 3 picks tonight, so you know, some of these guys, they do
3rd
have a
and
little
5, low snap. It was quick. Kind of caught Sadler by surprise. Quick throw to Torres to the right side, wrapped up by Minor, shy of the 1st down. That was an awkward play from the start. Low snap. Sadler and the offensive line didn't budge. I'm not sure if they had their signals crossed.
Yeah, there's a little bit of mix.
But a short pass and kind of a panicky play to Torres was short of the line to gain. 4th down.
Yeah, they're going to be going for it on this time around. And something Mike, our camera guy, has mentioned is every now and then these refs are putting the ball right in the center of the field for Princeton instead of at either hash mark. So something to keep an eye on. It's something he's noticed. So could be some unfair advantage.
Yeah, something to keep an eye on. Clock is going to wind down here in the 3rd quarter. And when we come back to the 4th, it's going to be a crucial 4th down, 8 yards to go. Princeton has the ball at the Falcon 47-yard line. So 24-21, Falcons in it, only trailing by 3 here at home on homecoming night. In this conference matchup, Falcons trying to get even in the win column overall and in conference, standing at 1-2 and 0-1 in conference. This is a big night. And Garen Shantz, you got some scores, updates to give us?
Absolutely, got a couple updates here. We got the Braswell Bengals facing off against the Frisco Memorial Warriors right now. Braswell up 42-21, 2 minutes, 34 seconds left in the fourth.
We'll get back to that in a second. Fourth quarter. No time on the clock. It's 4th and 13. We're going to snap it here, and Princeton's going to punt. They're going to elect to kick it away, and it's going to go out of bounds right around the 20-yard line. And there's no time on the clock when that one started, so we're not sure. We're trying to figure out if that play concluded to the third quarter or if that starts the fourth. Have an awkward situation. There's still nothing but zeros on the clock, so it appears that the fourth quarter will start after that punt. So the Falcons will take over at their own 21-yard line. Garen, back to the updates.
Oh, yeah, and correction on that score. Braswell right now currently leading Frisco Memorial 42-21, 2 minutes, 34 seconds in the third quarter. You got the Reedy Lions facing off at Denison's Yellow Jackets. Reedy is currently ahead 28-18, 3 minutes, 1 second left in the third. And the Lebanon Trail Trailblazers are facing off at the Frisco High School Raccoons. Right now the Raccoons, one heck of a team, one of the best teams in the district this year, absolutely destroying the Trailblazers. 49-14, 6 minutes, 15 seconds left in the third quarter.
Falcons heading onto the field for the fourth quarter. 12 minutes to go tonight in a 24-21 game. Falcons keeping up with this high-powered Panther offense here in this conference matchup. Falcons here on first down. Got 3 receivers on the right. They're back out of the Wildcat, it looks like. Nope, check that. Trevor Moon out of shotgun as a quarterback. He's going to throw it down the middle of the field. He's got Nava behind him, bobbled and incomplete. Another wide open man down the field, unable to come up with the reception. Moon hit Nava in stride. And unlike some of the other throws, that one's not on Trevor Moon. Yeah, that is on Fabian Nava dropping it. He was running upfield before he caught it.
Man, when it hits your hands right in the center of it, you have to catch it. You're a wide receiver for a reason. You got to catch that ball. That's one that you absolutely cannot miss. That was going to be for a huge 35-yard gain, maybe even more with Nava's speed. So
that's a case where
that's a tough one.
That's a case as a receiver where you're running down the field scoring before you got the football.
I guess there's a penalty on the field.
A penalty marker, I'm not sure what it was, but it had to have been on Princeton, as this is going to give the Falcons a 1st and 5 at their 26-yard line. Option, hand it off. This is McGrew, gets around the edge of the 30-yard line, meets a wall of Panthers for a short gain.
Man, IK on
Yekaway on the carry, not McGrew, but it's a short gain nonetheless.
IK on Yekaway. See what happens when you give it to Yekaway. You get those 5, 6, 7-yard runs that are very powerful. You know, he's hard to bring down. He runs behind his pads. That's a guy you want to get the ball to down the middle.
First down, quick screen over to the left side. That's Hope. Bouncing it to the edge, gets to the 35-yard line, brought down from behind. Another short gain. That one on first down. It'll bring up second down. Falcons trying to get this passing game going. I give Michael Young credit. He's taking some shots down the field. We did not see this playbook open up last week or even the weeks prior as we have tonight. 2nd and 7, 36. Handoff. This is a sweep. Nava, not a lot of room. He's going to get slammed down just past the 35-yard line. Short gain. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, 3rd and 7 here. Nava, not much going there. But what I was saying is probably Lake Dallas's most successful play is that screen pass to Hunter Hope. And that's what's worked all night. Maybe they'll keep going back to it.
At their own 36-yard line, 3rd and 7. Flag came in. And I want to say that man down low jumped. Trying to figure out who the man was. That was number 81 for the Falcons.
We're trying to figure out.
Play got blown dead pretty quickly, and it looked like the Falcon wide receiver down low broke early. 81 trying to figure out who that is.
Austin Vance on the play, guy. He's a second-string guy filling in while Brandon Ingles out. You know, you got him.
The flag's going to be on the Panthers. So the flag's going to be on the Panthers, so it was offside. That's what caused the Falcon man to jump. So 3rd and 1. Falcons going to need to take advantage of that penalty yardage. They're set up with 1 yard to go on this 3rd down at their own 42-yard line. 10:36 left in the ball game here in the fourth quarter. Down by 3. 3 receivers right. 3rd and 1. Handoff. Onyekwe bounces off a man. Bounces off another man before he's brought down past the 40-yard line. And Onyekwe stops short. It's going to bring up 4th down. He lost a yard. Give him credit, though. Could have been a lot worse. He bounced off a tackle in the backfield.
Oh, man. I get excited when he's running the football because he's very powerful. You know, he lost a yard on the play, but
Offense going to stay on the field. 4th and 2.
it's risky.
2 receivers on each side. Maybe Moon going to try to use the hard count to get a Panther to jump. Press coverage on both sides. 2 receivers on each end.
You need to save these timeouts here, and they're going to go ahead and use
And
one.
you're right. Yep. Michael Young's going to elect to use a timeout rather than taking the 5 yards. So they try to get the Panthers to jump. They're unsuccessful. And a timeout. And you're right, Garen. The Falcons, obviously your 3 timeouts are always valuable, especially late in the game, trailing.
You know,
On this 4th and 2, sorry, I'll get to you in a second, but do you think there's any chance that they come out of this timeout and go for it?
No. And what I was about to say is I think that the fact that why would you call a timeout and punt it? And it's not just the Falcons do this. It's every high school team. They'll call a
I
timeout.
think there's NFL teams that do that as well.
It just doesn't make sense because you waste the timeout when you have a game that's within 3 points.
And you're trading a timeout for 5 yards.
And you need that third. And if you're going to punt the ball away, what's 5 yards, you know? I mean, that's
Good point.
It's something you can probably catch on a bounce. So it doesn't make much sense to me, but I mean,
No, I'm with you. I
that
totally
That
agree.
could come back to bite them.
It's one of those things where if that timeout does, in fact,
Yeah.
come out to play, how important is those 5 yards? High snap, recovered though. Punt is going to be short. It's going to bounce at the 41-yard line. Kick out of bounds right around the 40-yard line. So not that big of a punt in terms of net gain. That wind has got to be playing a factor as that one came up way to the right side. And Princeton will take over at their own 41-yard line.
Yeah, and talking about that wind here, AJ, as I'm pulling up the weather app, it says that it is a southeast wind coming in at 16 miles per hour. Right now, rain chances are sitting at 10%, but it's relatively cool outside. We got 83 degrees. This is the perfect football weather. It finally is starting to feel a little bit like fall. It was super hot today and humid, but I think we're all up here are a little bit ready for it to cool off a little bit and get those cooler autumn
First
days.
and 10, Sadler handoff. A little bit of confusion there. He's brought down for the sack. Penalty marker came right after he went down. Sadler took the snap, went to hand it off to his right. Only problem was his running back Hill was to his left.
Yeah, there is. You know, that happens sometimes. It's happened with Lake Dallas. Just miscommunication on who is going where, excuse me. But it happens. But the Lake Dallas I think the Lake Dallas defense is just causing confusion in general because they're moving around. Coach Young said that something that it's going to take is these quarterbacks are very good at reading the defense's coverage, and that's something that maybe you can credit the head coach of Princeton, Clint Surratt. That's something he's taught his quarterbacks, the ability to read defenses. So Coach Young is throwing some new looks at him, switching around, lots of movement, and going in and out of coverages pre-snap.
Holding penalty is going to back up the Panthers 10 yards, so they're going to be faced with a 1st and 20. And if you're the Lake Dallas defense, this is a golden opportunity to force a 3 and out and get the football back at their own 31-yard line. 1st and 20, going to throw. Sadler pressure coming. Screen pass finds Hill. 35, 40, 45. Still going forward at the 50-yard line. He's brought down. And another big gain on a screen pass as Sadler took a big hit. Flag came in the secondary. We're going to see what this call. See if it backs up the Panthers or gives them some more yards on the gain.
Oh man, and you know, it's just little things that you'll see like that is what's gonna cause the Panthers to continue to shoot themselves in the foot, because at this point the score should be a little more out of hand, but it's gonna go against Princeton again. So they're gonna continue to give Lake Dallas a chance to stay in this game. 9 minutes, 10 seconds left. So Lake Dallas might have a chance to go ahead and get another turnover and get back onto the football field.
So it looked like a holding penalty on that screen pass is going to back it up back to the 39-yard line. You always got to look for those holding penalties on those screen passes. Blocking such an integral part of running that concept. 1st and 12, Panthers have it. Own 39-yard line on top 3. Rolling out Sadler to his right. Open man caught. No, again, it goes right through the hands of the receiver for the Panthers. That's happened at least 4 times tonight, maybe more. A lot of drop passes and missed open receivers on both sides tonight.
Yeah, maybe it just comes with being young quarterbacks, but that was to his man Noah Leonard that time around. First time we've heard his name, wide receiver senior for the Panthers, and there's been a lot of misses, lots of incompletions, and if we want to see the quarterbacks have a lot of success and exciting games, or when it's like Pat Mahomes numbers where they're putting up 500 plus yards, but that just doesn't happen when you have young guys like this.
Well, their first 2 games, that's kind of been the story for this Panther offense. They had a quarterback, Brandon Strickland, who averaged almost 300 yards a game the first 2 weeks of the season. But you're right, with the change of quarterback, you're just not sure how this offense is going to click. They put up 24 points, but again, there has been some sloppiness. Princeton will call a timeout, faced with a second down, 12 to go at their own 39-yard line, 8:48 left. Falcons trail 3. You're listening to Lake Dallas Quarterback Club. Got a tight one here in the fourth quarter. Falcons trail by 3.
What's going on, everybody? Darren here to talk to you guys about LCFCA, the most amazing youth sports association in Denton County. Their mission is to promote a positive environment in youth football and cheer, fostering character, athleticism, teamwork, and sportsmanship. So go ahead and sign up your future Falcons today.
Maston Air Conditioning and Heating, owned and operated by Jason Maston, located at 380 Main Street in the heart of Lake Dallas. Give them a call at 940-321-5392 or click mastonair.com.
2nd and 12. Here's the snap. Hand off to the right. Rolling out to the 50-yard line, diving through for a first down is Junior Ambati on the sweep, and the Panthers pick up a first down.
Yeah, good run out there. Looked like that was once again their wide receiver, Ambati, and he's just having one heck of a game. He's a sophomore, so he's pretty young, and he's going against a talented defense, and man, he's picking up some yards. They like the talent that he brings to the table, obviously, and they have him running lots of end-arounds, similar to what Lake Dallas likes to do with Jaden McGrew, but they're just having more success with Ambati.
1st and 10, 49-yard line. Clock ticking, 8:14 and counting. Sadler out of the snap, looks to his left. Quick throw in the slant, popped up and incomplete. Nearly intercepted. Taylor was the man in pursuit of that ball that got tipped. And those quick slants for this Princeton offense, they've been about 50-50. Sometimes they get caught, and other times there's been a couple of them that have gotten tipped in the air.
You know, I'm just laughing because I'm thinking about how disappointed Joseph Taylor's going to be when he goes back and watches film and been like, man, I could have had that one, I could have had that one.
There's a couple that have been close calls.
Oh, they're so close. He's doing a great job, but there are sometimes you're like, man, I could have made that play just a little more splashy, but he's doing a great job.
2nd and 10, hand off to Hill. Not quite going to get to the 45-yard line here in Falcon territory. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 7 yards to go. This is a big stop for the Falcons. They trail the Panthers 24-21, 7:53 and counting. There's still time in this ball game, but that clock continues to tick.
Yeah, there's a ton of time left, and you know the defense needs to get off the field. The offense hasn't been out there in quite a while now. Defense has ran probably 8-9 plays going on this drive, so they need a break.
Play action here on 3rd down. Quick throw to the left, caught for a first down at the 35-yard line. That's Devin Peoples moving the chains. Quick slant to the left side again. And those quick passes, when Sadler's had time, he's been accurate, and he's moved the ball down the field. When he hasn't had time, the Falcons have gotten takeaways.
And they've taken advantage of Austin Dabney out there playing at the right cornerback position. At Dabney, we were saying that Taylor struggled a little bit, but they've made a move. They've moved Kobe Minor out there to single up. It looks like their big wide receiver out there at the left corner position.
First down handoff to Hill at the 34-yard line. He's going to go through to the 30 before he meets a wall of Falcons. He's brought down. Short gain. It brings up 2nd down with 7 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and that wide receiver that Kobe Minor's traveling with is number 15, Daniel Torres, their leading wide receiver for the night. They have him soloed up with him. You know, he took advantage of Joseph Taylor a few times, took advantage of Austin Dabney. So they're like, you know what, stick our best and most athletic defensive player, or maybe most athletic player all around on the team, put him up against this guy, solo him everywhere. So far, not been too many receptions with Minor.
Sadler on 2nd down, going to hand it off again to Hill. Not a lot of running room. Short pickup, didn't get to the sticks. Gets to about the 23-yard line. Check that 27-yard line. And it'll bring up third down, 4 to go. So 6:21 and counting. And another Falcon down on the ground. It's going to be an injury timeout, trying to pick out who the man is.
I believe that's going to be Junior Flores on
He's
that
gonna
one,
be
AJ.
looked at.
Yep,
So
he's flat on the ground, and Flores was carried off a couple of times last week as well, so may have some nagging injuries.
And Falcons training staff going to look at him. So 6 minutes, 20 seconds to go. 24-21 Panthers on top. This Falcon defense has played well. They've generated 3 takeaways, but since the third quarter, they have been on the field quite a bit. They were on the field the last time the Panthers scored. It was an 86-yard drive. Princeton punched it in, started from their own 14-yard line, and scored from the Falcon 9. So 86 yards, but more importantly, the number that I think is more significant, they were on the field for 4 minutes and 30 seconds. That's a long time for your defense to be on the field. And they're on the field for a long time again here. 3rd down and 4. Can they get off it? Here's the snap. Handoff to Hill to the right. Gets through. 1st down. Didn't quite get to the 20. But he's going to move the chains and keep that clock moving. Missed tackle in the hole. Brings up 1st down. Panthers killing the clock. And there's still time. But you're getting to the point, Garen, where a touchdown might be a backbreaker if Princeton's able to punch it in here. Up by 3. Falcons' goal more and more turning into stop them. It's now, let's keep them to a field goal.
Yeah, Lake Dallas now, they're just hoping that they can keep them to a field goal. 5 minutes, 50 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Time's running out, and you've only gotten the ball, once, maybe twice in the 4th?
1st and 10, handoff Hill to the right side. Has a hole, 10, 5, goodbye. He's in, touchdown, Princeton. And just like that, it's going to be 30-21. With 5:39 left to play, the Falcons trail by 9. Extra point will make it 10. So if there is a silver lining, it looked like that score was inevitable, but the Panthers get it relatively quickly. 5:39, a lot of time left. Falcons by no means out of this game, but that touchdown hurts.
Yeah, that hurts big time, and it's from a guy that they've kept under wraps for almost the entire game in Jay Hill. And Jay Hill, once finds the hole, he's gone because he's been licking his chops all night long, finally hits the pay dirt.
Good snap, good hold. Extra point is good, and it's 31-21. Panthers on top by 10. 2-possession game with 5.5 to go here in the 4th quarter at Falcon Stadium. Michael Young's going to have to get his offense moving here. Down by 10, 5:30 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Going to turn it over to you, Garen.
Yeah, and a big shout out to our guys that provided breakfast and dinner last night. So huge shout out to Lake City's Cafe and Liberation Coffee for providing the awesome Java and always the pancakes, the hash browns, the eggs, the whole 9 yards. So big shout out to those guys. Be sure to go visit Lake City's Cafe tomorrow. They got that homemade syrup, which I don't know, but it tastes like they certainly do have that homemade syrup. So good. And a huge shout out to First Baptist Church Corinth for having us over, and Dr. Rick Rigsby for giving us an awesome motivational speech before the game. And according to Fab Salas back here, may or may not have had Texas Tech's head coach over at the breakfast as well, Matt Wells. So maybe a little bit of conversation going on. Fab Salas, the plug back here. So, he might be my anonymous source. Who knows?
Anonymous source.
You don't know.
He doesn't seem anonymous anymore.
You don't know. Hey, I didn't say that he is the anonymous source. I said he could be the anonymous source.
Probably isn't, but
he's got the hookup.
Probably isn't, but most certainly definitely is.
So if all else fails with Texas Tech football, just go to Fab Salas, and he'll be sure to return your complaints to Matt Wells.
Am I quoting you on this? Kickoff underway. It's going to be a short one, fielded at the 25, and it's going to be returned out to the edge. Agachiku gets to the edge, but he ran out of room, pushed out of bounds right around the 45-yard line. So the Falcons will start with good starting field position.
Oh, his eyes had to get big on that one, too, because he saw the whole entire sideline, and he was like, man, that's certainly a lot of green. I could probably make this a shoestring tackle, and that's all it took. And when you're going that fast, a shoestring is all it takes, because it's very difficult to control your own body weight at that point. You're very balanced, and the slightest little offset of equilibrium with your body, you're going down.
Here we go. 1st down at the 45-yard line. Moon going to throw right away. Hunter Hope, he's incomplete. Hope might have saved an interception as he became the defender at the 20-yard line. You could tell you could tell Hope when that ball started to reach him, he
had to
turned
turn
into the defender.
Yeah, that was a poorly thrown football. It kind of looked like a duck flying through the air right towards the safety. And shout out to Hunter Hope for playing defensive back, probably our sixth defensive back tonight. But that was a good job by him keeping the ball out of Princeton's hands.
Yeah,
but Moon's got to be better accuracy.
Well, you feel like Moon's going to have to force something here. Down 2 possessions, 5.5 to go. Second down snap, slant throw to McGrew in the flat. Gets past the 45. Nice job salvaging it. McGrew caught that behind the line of scrimmage and was able to get about 3 yards is where they're going to spot it. And it brings up a 3rd and 7. Can't imagine the Falcons putting the football down 2 possessions with 5 minutes and counting.
No, you can't.
Here in the fourth quarter.
You also got to think your defense is exhausted, and now it's already 3rd down. They might have to go back.
Moon going to throw on 3rd and 7. Left side, sideline, looking McGrew, incomplete. Couldn't find him. Not a lot of room, good coverage. And it brings up 4th down. I was just about to say that might have been a good time for a draw play. You had 3 Panthers on the line at 3rd and 7. It's obviously 4th down territory.
Yeah.
So why not set yourself up? If you know you're going to go for it on 4th down, why not use all 4th downs and not take a shot there on 3rd down? Pick something up, make 4th down a bit more manageable. But they take a shot, and it brings up 4th down and 7.
Yeah, they got to be able to do a better job of that. Now, this is the time where you want to run a rubber route, and what are they doing here? They're continuing the
Well, the
3rd
stick
down
still
marker.
says 3rd down. I
there a
have no
penalty?
idea what just happened. There was no penalty marker on the field. There were no whistles. The play got ran. Pass was thrown. It hit the turf incomplete. But the chain gang still has 3rd down on the sticks. And now a flag. It's going to be pass interference on the offense against Hunter Hope. Or check that, Jalen McGrew. I think Jaden McGrew has to be the one who was called for.
Yeah, and this one's not going to be possible
back 'em
at
up.
all for Lake Dallas. So I would think that you have to punt this one away unless you really want the score to get out of hand.
I don't think you can punt it.
They're going to...
I understand the mindset if you have 3 timeouts in a defense that has been consistently stopping the offense, but that's not the case. You only have 2 timeouts. You're down 2 possessions, just under 5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. My goodness,
Oh,
they
why
backed
did
it
they
up
do
about
this?
15 yards.
Ah!
See, this is when we really wished you had the live video feed if you were listening at home. So the 3rd down pass was thrown, incomplete. No flags were on the play. They brought it back. The chain gang still said 3rd down. Then the ref said pass interference on the offense. They backed
did it.
up 15
They did it.
yards. And then the referees brought everything back. So it's back to, my goodness, the timeout.
This is ridiculous.
So, okay, there's a silver lining. Stay with me here. We have time to explain it now. So on 3rd down and 7, Moon threw an incomplete pass to the left. Jaden McGrew was heavily contested, and it was a ball that just was incomplete. Right after that, the Falcons offense reset. The chain gang still said 3rd down, even though up here we're thinking it's 4th down.
Right.
And then there were no flags on the play. Our flagman Mike didn't see one. Referee comes out and says pass interference against the offense. Then the referees back everything up 15 yards, all the way around the Falcon 35-yard line. And then another ref, again, no flag is thrown, comes out and says there's no penalty for pass interference, and we move all the way to the right side again, back to where the ball was snapped, or ball was spotted on that 4th down, and then they call a timeout. So if I didn't have to explain all that, that would have been a good time to go get a water break, but
They had to get their steps in there, AJ. You know, they're all
I
wearing,
guess, yeah,
they're
they
all
have a
wearing their
quota.
Fitbits, and, you know, maybe they're, you don't know.
so I take it we're not sponsored by Apple Watch.
No, I mean, Apple, they're too good for us. We got to get sponsored by Fitbit. We got to get
All right.
the stepchild.
4th down and 7. This very well could be the ball game. At their own 48-yard line, Moon the snap. Here we go. 4th down. Looking down the field. Down the middle. It is tipped and incomplete. Incomplete pass is going to rule a turnover on downs unless a mysterious flag like the last play is going to fly in. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. And the Falcons turn the ball over on downs. Pass was intended to Jaden McGrew. Heavy traffic. Ball got tipped. Not sure if McGrew was past the line to gain regardless. And Princeton will take over. So in a 31-21 Princeton lead, 4:48 left in the ball game. Falcons have 2 timeouts. They're not out of this game, but they're almost certainly going to have to force a 3 and out if they want a chance to get back in this one.
Yeah, they have to force a 3 and out, and if they let them get a 1st down here, that's just about going to seal the game. But there's a chance, but, man, I
So
don't...
you're saying there's a chance.
There's a
First down,
chance.
handoff Hill to the right, and he's going to be stuffed. Got about a yard. That's the kind of play the Falcons are going to need. Clock still ticking. 4:39 to go, but it's going to bring up 2nd down and 9. Panthers at the 47-yard line, Falcon territory.
Yeah, and the Panthers are going to milk all of the time on the clock. And looks like there's an injured player on the field once again, number 48. That's Caden Liston, who went out with a shoulder and came back in. And once again, it's his shoulder all over again. And so trainers out there on the field checking out his arm. He's going to thankfully walk back off with a little bit of assistance here. And hopefully everything's all good down there at the defensive line position.
Yeah, and obviously you never want to see a player hurt, but that's going to stop the clock momentarily. Getting ready, set for this 2nd down. 8 yards to go is where they spot it. 4:27, they reset the clock, it's moving. Down by 10, Falcons face defensively, trying to hold Princeton here. 2nd down and 8. Panthers have it at the Falcons' 46-yard line. 2 receivers left, tight end left, running back right, wide out by himself on the right side. They are taking their sweet time, 16 seconds on the play clock. Sadler might wind this down. Falcons look to bring pressure. 7 men in the box. Down to 3:57. Here's the snap. Sadler hands off Hill. Up the middle. Spins. Tackled. Brought back to the 45-yard line. Short gain. Nice job of that Falcon front. Clock ticks, but it brings up 3rd down and 8. And it looks like Michael Young is going to elect to use his 2nd timeout. He's got 1 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Falcons got to get a stop here on 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, smart move here, and we're going to go ahead and step aside for a couple seconds. Let A.J. Tellers over here get a water break before he loses his voice. I know he's dying, but you're listening to the Lake Dallas Falcon Quarterback Club. Let me redo that, Lake Dallas Quarterback Club broadcast. Stay tuned.
If you're looking for some new bling for your ring, look no further than Jostin's Jewelry. Not only are they Denton-based, but they are proud supporters for the Lake Dallas Falcons and supplying our junior class with their class rings. Visit them at www.jostins.com or visit them at their location on I-35E across from Medical City. Let's make it a great year, Falcons.
Back at it here, 3rd and 5. Must stop for the Falcons. 3:48 left in the ballgame, down by 10. Panthers have it at the 43-yard line. Falcon side, the snap, toss, sweep to the right. Johnson running to the 40-yard line. He's going to be stopped shy of the 1st down, and it'll bring up 4th and short. Falcons accomplished goal 1 of getting the Panthers to 4th down. Only time will tell to see if the Panthers elect to keep the offense on the field.
You know, that's going to
Mike
be...
Young will use his final timeout of the ballgame here.
Oh, man, that's risky. I don't know if I agree with that one, using your final timeout when there's 3.5 minutes left. You got to think maybe at best case scenario is you're going to score right here and then hopefully get the ball back with about 1:50, 1:45 left on the clock, and that's when you want to run your 2-minute offense. You need at least 1 timeout to run that, but now you're going to have to depend on getting to the sidelines for 3.5 minutes, which is basically 10 minutes of a football game.
Well, the fact you're down 2 possessions, it's forcing Young and the Falcons to have to put all their eggs in one basket, that you're going to stop them on 4th down, which, again, if it's only a 1-possession game, it's a little bit different, but because they're down by 10, at some point you have to bank on getting a stop. And you have to imagine if the Panthers get a 1st down, there's enough time for the Falcons to stop them and get the ball back, but there's going to be so little time, it's going to be hard to score twice. Falcons lining up on defense predictably. Panthers keeping the offense on the field. 4th and 2 at the Falcon 40-yard line. Here we go. 2 receivers left, 1 right, tight end in tight. Running back in the right hip of Sadler. Tight end of the motion to the left. 4th and 2. This is the ball game. Handoff Hill. Left side. Barreling through. Got the 1st down. Past the 35-yard line. And that might be the backbreaker.
Now,
Fresh set of downs with 3:29 to go.
I do want to say this, with the game basically being sealed at this point, I can't remember the last time the Lake Dallas football team has ever lost a homecoming game. And it's no hate or disrespect towards this team, but I don't think that this team has ever lost a homecoming game under head coach Michael Young. It's interesting what's going to happen this season, what the chemistry is going to be like, but this is a first. It's very different, not used to I mean, it changes the quality.
Handoff on first down. Hill up the middle, short gain. Falcons stop him just past the 35-yard line. Ball going to be spotted right around the 33. Brings up 2nd and long.
Now, there is always an opportunity to perhaps force a fumble, but with Jay Hill almost certainly going to be holding on to the ball with 2 hands, there is always a chance, but, you know, never say never, but you can say almost. But this has got to be something that Lake Dallas is going to look back on. All right, what do we do wrong? What can we do better? What worked? What do we need to do in order to keep that working? I think they figured out just deep passes aren't working for them.
2nd and 7 correction on the spot. Short gain. Didn't quite get back to the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 3rd down and 7. So the Falcons with another chance to stop this Panther offense. And with it being a 10-point game, field goal really doesn't do you much if you're Princeton. Not a big difference between being up 10 versus being up 13. You're still putting the Falcons in a spot where they're going to have to score 2 touchdowns to win it.
Yeah, and if you're Lake Dallas here, and if you get the ball back, you're going to try and go for 2 if you get a touchdown, and then get the ball to, I don't know, maybe the 30-yard line and hope Anthony Patty can go through this wind. It's going to be a tough one, and flags are on the field.
It's going to be a delay of game against Princeton, so 1:34 left in the ball game, 3rd and 12. After the delay of game penalty, Panthers are going to be backed up. So this, in all certainty, is the ball game if the Panthers get a first down. Even if they don't, they're going to wind the clock down to almost nothing. So 3rd and 12, a minute and a half to go. Toss sweep. This is Johnson rolling to the edge of the 40-yard line, trying to bounce it outside. Shrugs a man off before he's hit and put out of bounds. So that's a bonus for the Falcons. Mbate on the carry, not Johnson, correction, but it brings up 4th down. Jalen Ferguson on the stop, and he got him out of bounds, so the Falcons get a break there. So with 1:27, Princeton faced with a 4th and 12, ball at the 38-yard line. They're probably out of field goal range. Field goal outside of forcing the Falcons to score the 2 touchdowns. It's really the only reason you'd even think about kicking it here is to force them to have to punch it in twice. But they're well out of field goal range, so they're going to go for it here on 4th down. 4th and 12 at the 38-yard line. Handoff to Hill, rolling to the left side. He's going to be tackled well short of the first down marker. Barely got to the line of scrimmage. So Princeton electing to just kill some clock rather than kick it away. And the Falcons will get one more shot at least. Down 10, no timeouts left, 1:22 in the ballgame. Yeah,
at this point, you got to hope for maybe a couple of passes to really work your way. Do you want to go field goal first, go touchdown, or if I'm Coach Young, I'm going for a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. But you can't blame the defense once again on this one. The defense gave the offense every opportunity to capitalize. There were several turnovers that led to no points by the offense, and I mean defense obviously getting the ball into good field position. Kobe Minor had a couple picks. I mean, there's just more
going to
missed
throw on
opportunities.
first down. Will route to Lindsey, left side is incomplete. That one was a dangerous throw, high and far to the left side. He was closer to a defensive back than it was Lindsey.
Yeah, it was. That's just. There's been a couple inaccuracies deep downfield. I think the only thing that's working with the young arm is maybe the slants and the intermediate type routes, and maybe stick with those.
Man, for the Falcons rushing off the field, they might have had 12 men on. No penalty call. 2nd down at 10. Moon rolling out to his right. Quick throw. McGrew to the sidelines. Turns towards the middle of the field. He probably had a chance to get out of bounds, but he didn't right away. And I think McGrew actually ended up getting out of bounds. He broke a tackle. So it's caught. It's going to be short of the first down marker. Yeah, McGrew caught it, and his first cut was towards the middle of the field, not out of bounds. He was lucky to be able to extend the play and get out of bounds eventually. So.
Oh, yeah, he was lucky that he got tackled out of bounds, that Princeton did it themselves. I mean, they're like, what are you doing? Why are you staying in?
No, 3rd and 2. Moon going to throw, middle of the field. Henry, ball is tipped and incomplete. I have to say, that was a nice throw by Trevor Moon down to the middle of the field between underneath and above coverage, but Henry just couldn't go up and get it. That incompletion, I think, is more on Hope than it was Moon.
Yeah, Hope, excuse us for continuing to say Henry. We keep thinking the San Diego or Los Angeles Chargers tight end for some
It's
reason.
easy to get them mixed up.
Hunter Henry, Hunter Hope.
4th and 1.
H&H, I mean, those are tough.
4th and 1 at the 47. Quick throw is dropped by Washington. Incomplete, and that is about as appropriate of an ending tonight. Flag came in late, and there's a Falcon player on the ground at right around the 45-yard line. See if the refs sort this out. Just a quick throw to Washington. He just dropped it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened on that play there.
So with a minute left in the ball game, 31-21, Panthers lead. Refs are having a discussion on what this penalty that came after the flag is. If it doesn't affect anything, it's going to be a turnover on downs for the Falcons. So they're going to get this sorted out. So the defense, if you take away that last turnover on downs where the Panthers were essentially just trying to run the clock out, Falcons have forced 2 takeaways and another turnover on downs. So this defense has made some plays and done enough to keep this team in the ballgame. They've also scored a touchdown. So again, this defense was up to the task tonight. The offense in spurts was there, but again, there was just those 2 or 3 missed passes down the middle of the field. Some big plays that you have to imagine left points on the board when they weren't converted.
Oh, yeah, and offense, once again, I mean, when I go in for the next interview with Coach Young, I know he's going to be upset with his offense's performance once again, as it was just disappointing. It wasn't good enough, and we came into this knowing Princeton had a good offense, and I mean, even without their starting quarterback, they were still able to defeat. They were able to defeat the Falcons, and now emotions are starting to get into it a little bit.
D lineman for the Falcons pushing over a offensive lineman. No flag. Call is legal. Sadler knees it down. 47 seconds left. This ball game's effectively over. Sadler in victory formation. 31-21. Panthers are going to come out on top tonight. Falcons are going to drop to 1-3.
It's really tough when you start a district 0-2 when there's so many teams in a district, and you have a team like the Frisco Raccoons who are absolutely dominant, and you have Frisco Reedy who killed it, and now you have Princeton who just beat you on homecoming. So what happens? What happens next for the Falcons? Are they going to have enough motivation to try and make a push towards the playoffs? I mean, that's the question that remains, and who knows at this point? I mean, there's several question marks that remain throughout the team. It's week 4 now, and I mean, offense is a huge question mark, and Jackson Berry's still out of the game. So quick update on some of these scores here. Braswell Bengals facing off at Frisco Memorial Warriors. Right now, Braswell leading the way, 49-27, a minute 29 left. So it looks like the Braswell Bengals are turning into a pretty good team themselves. Reedy Lions taking on the Denison Yellow Jackets. Right now, Reedy up 35-25, 2 minutes 34 seconds in the fourth quarter. Trying to see who has the ball here. This app isn't quite that intuitive yet. But right now, Reedy leading the Yellow Jackets, 35-25, 2 minutes 34 seconds left in the fourth. And the Lebanon Trail Trailblazers facing off against the Frisco Raccoons. And listen to this, AJ. You think the Frisco Raccoons may be a joke? Well, think again. 69-28, given it is the Trailblazers who tend to struggle. But anytime a team can put up 69 points, that is phenomenal. And the Raccoons are off to an amazing start. So Raccoons, I think your big guys that you gotta stop here are going to be the Raccoons, the Reedy Lions, and the Braswell Bengals. Those look like they're your top 3 contenders here in the district. And Lake Dallas was up there, and you know, they were a huge underdog, and hey, that chip is still there. It is just 3 losses. There's still that chance to make it back into the playoffs. But at week 4, it's a tough hit here to the team's kind of courage, I guess is the word I'm looking for, whenever you lose on your homecoming game for the first time in Coach Young's history of coaching here.
Yeah, confidence in the locker room is going to be something that Mike Young's definitely going to have to keep in check. It's easy to drop your heads a little bit when you start out of the gate the way the Falcons have, 1-3. They drop after losing tonight. Final score on this defeat, Princeton
31.
Panthers on top, 31-21. Falcons did a nice job keeping this team in check. You know, if you go off of the stats and the numbers coming into this ball game, Princeton, in terms of offensive numbers, heavily favored in terms of how many points they've scored. We talked about 89 points through the first 2 games. Defensively for the Falcons, they've scored another defensive touchdown. That's a positive. So, again, more than any of the losses, I think, so far this season for the Falcons, this was the best played game.
Yeah.
You know, the losses against Reedy and the loss against Denton, you know, we kind of all walked away saying, wow, there's some things we got to correct here. We played well, but it's just not good enough. There's mistakes, mental mistakes, physical mistakes. There's just little things that we know that we got to be better. But coming into tonight, I think, again, obviously a losing effort there's only so much you can take away, but this is probably one of the best complete games they've played, even though they ended up on the losing end.
Yeah, and that's something, it scares me, you know, the fact that this was the most complete game that they've played before. Denton's game, man,
At least in the losses, I think you can say this is the best game they played. They obviously had the 24-0 shutout of Frisco Centennial. That's the benchmark.
Well, yeah, but I'm going to have to disagree. I'm going to have to say maybe it was just because it's my first time seeing all these guys, too, and maybe it was IK Onyekore's an amazing 134-plus yard performance that I liked so much, and you had Brandon Ingle still out there on the field playing quarterback, and you had Trevor Moon come in there for him and still doing a great job. And you know, now these teams know there's no Brandon Ingle, and they know who's going to be the quarterback, because Brandon Ingle, when he comes back, he's going to go to wide receiver. Was he going to stay at wide receiver, or is he going to go to quarterback?
That's going to be interesting. And Coach Young did say in one of the interviews that he's going to play some quarterback when he's healthy. So I guess I'll leave you a question with this.
Yeah.
What would you say is the biggest positive coming out of this game and the biggest improvement that's going to be needed going forward?
Biggest positive 100% is defense and the defense's takeaways. I think the takeaways is something that you've always wanted in a defense, and that's something Coach Jason Young has done an amazing job as a defensive coordinator. He's got Kobe. I mean, really, it's the entire defense, and they're getting after the quarterback, the entire defensive line. Cord Smith's doing a great job. Defense is 100% the strong part of this team. Now, unfortunately, in high school and in college football, defense doesn't always get you to a championship like it does maybe in professional football, which, I mean, it sucks. But
doesn't grasp the headlines as much.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
It's not as flashy.
And that's just because they can get tired real easy, because if the offense is going three and out, I mean, that's tough to do for a bunch of young kids playing defense at a high level. So
okay, so
I
the
think
defense being the biggest positive.
Most improved.
What do you think is the biggest area of concern, the biggest area they need to improve on going forward?
Man, I got to
pick out one.
Accuracy.
That is something that you do feel like with a couple of those big plays that were missed. The
Falcons
Falcons offense.
This game would have been won.
Well, the Falcons offense, without a doubt, left points on the field with those big plays.
Accuracy, 100%. I think accuracy is something they need to work on. I think they need to buy themselves a net, or they need to get a net out here. And I think every day, just maybe whether it's an accuracy game with the quarterbacks, accuracy game with the quarterback and coaches, or heck, even do wide receivers who may be throwing the ball, but accuracy 100% is something that needs to be worked on, and huge opportunities that were missed tonight. It should have been a win for the Falcons, as they had some huge opportunities, but there were overthrows, underthrows, there were drops, so obviously wide receivers need to hit the jug machine once again, and maybe run some Jarvis Odell videos, maybe watch those, go right up to it, catch him one hand. Yeah, go up to the hardest you possibly can, and then work your way down. That's always works out, right? I would just have to say accuracy is the one positive coming out of this, and you know, MVP of the game I like to do every week. So give me your MVP, AJ.
Well, I think there's a couple of guys on defense you could
lots, yeah,
you could mention. I think that front four, this defensive line for the Falcons, is going to get the shout out for me tonight. They put a lot of pressure on Sadler, and remember, this is the fewest amount of points that this Panther offense has scored this season. Had a couple of sacks. I want to credit those 2 interceptions. Give some credit to the secondary, but most of those is coming because of pressure on the quarterback. So the defensive line, that entire unit for the Falcons, to me, it was the standout in this game tonight.
You know, I'm 100% with you on that one. I'm going to go defensive line as well. I think this game wouldn't have been as close as it was without the defensive line. But, you know, once again, Lake Dallas falls for the first time under Coach Michael Young on a homecoming game. So, fully packed crowd tonight. This might have been the most packed I've seen the stadium in
homecoming game did not disappoint.
Time. So if you want to give a quick recap here, I'm going to try and pull up our schedule so we can see who's all coming up in week 5. So actually, it looks like Lake Dallas is going to be on a bye week next week. So you won't be hearing us on the radio, but you also can keep up with some of these other schools, whether you download some high school football tracking apps, But always remember, you know who the best broadcasting team up here is. Lake Dallas is going to be back at the Denison Yellow Jackets come October 4th at 7 p.m. Going to be kicking off over at Munson Stadium, but you can still catch us as usual on our Lake Dallas Quarterback Club broadcast page, and you'll be getting an interview with Coach Young come that week. We'll have Fab Salas edit it for you. We'll have it up on the Lake Dallas Quarterback Club Facebook page.
Gonna wrap it up tonight. Falcons fall here on homecoming, 31-21 the final. They fall to 1-3, 0-2 in conference as the Panthers spoil the Falcons' homecoming night. It was a good one, but again, the Falcons fall by 10. You listen to a Lake Dallas Quarterback Club broadcast of Falcons football. Final score, 31-10, the Falcons fall. AJ Teller's alongside me, Garen Schatz, Fab Salas behind the scenes, Mike Smith. Until next time, this was the Lake Dallas Quarterback Club broadcast. Good night.